Circle small period, first to death killing it, cashing out spinning it, 100 round extended clip, iced out spilling drip, purple yellow take a sip, fly away and take a trip, pink slip for every rip, circle small period, first to death killing it, cashing out spinning it, 100 round extended clip, iced out spilling drip, purple yellow take a sip, fly away and take a trip, pink slip for every rip, started in a rumor house, Poplar in Montgomery, that was back in 03, breaking down the whole beat. That's my nigga Roman, he'll tell you I'm a OG. That's my nigga Roman, he'll tell you what he sold me. I got what you need, 8 quarters, half an OZ. Outer space high, all day I'm in the nosebleed. 24/7, get the bag, count the proceeds. Said she ain't to please and she proceed to get on both me. Told her keep her pussy, all I want is deep throat 3. Rolling up hot boxes, sweating to the OD. On a all-nighter full of road, getting no sleep. In and out of town on the road, paying 4 weeks. Plug with the plug, that deal price is so cheap. I got what you need, 8 quarters, half an OZ. Don't get tagged hot as hell, watching for the police. See me in the streets, no nigga, you don't know me. Circle small period, first to death killing it, cashing out spinning it, 100 round extended clip, iced out spilling drip, purple yellow take a sip, fly away and take a trip, pink slip for every rip, circle small period, first to death killing it, cashing out spinning it, 100 round extended clip, iced out spilling drip, purple yellow take a sip, fly away and take a trip, pink slip for every rip.
Serving up the crack, I feel like Jesus on that trapper gang. There's an ego in my lap, double clip that's rapping fast. I don't need no church, I'm in the booth, I'm about to testify. In the jungle pumping weight, nothing like an exercise. Headed to the Rose Bowl, about to rock the stadium. Tripping soldiers like a boss, they asking what I pay for them. Shoot and kill for real, we trying to penetrate your brain. Police never gave a fuck, that's why we always blaming them. Nigga with an attitude, feel like Dr. Dre and them. I don't fuck with suckers, I don't trust them, I don't play with them. Hit them from the back, I hit the door cause I don't lay with them. Always ready to stop by, niggas bout they pay the skill. Bands on me, now we doing donuts in the Lambo, plenty gun, plenty ammo, gotta get it, cause it's man no money. Power when I step up, going around like a tornado. Got a pluggy from Barbados, eating good, stay with
Circle small period, first to death killing it, cashing out spinning it, 100 round extended clip, iced out spilling drip, purple yellow take a sip, fly away and take a trip, pink slip for every rip, circle small period, first to death killing it, cashing out spinning it, 100 round extended clip, iced out spilling drip, purple yellow take a sip, fly away and take a trip, pink slip for every rip. Every time I turn around, that pussy ass nigga in Detroit got something to say. MoneyBoy trade this, MoneyBoy trade that. Nigga, what's up? You don't want no smoke, bitch ass nigga. I'ma stay counting money. Run it up. Big face, blue honey. Run it up. What's beef, you don't want it. Extended clip, hold a honey. Drummer now, you don't want it. Drummer now, you don't want it. Drummer now, you don't want it. Extended clip, hold a honey. I'ma stay counting money. Run it up. Big face, blue honey. Run it up. What's beef, you don't want it. Extended clip, hold a honey. Drummer now, you don't want it. Drummer now, you don't want it. Drummer now, you don't want it. Extended clip, hold a honey. Extended clip, hold a honey. Trap lag, gotta jump in. 2 for 1, Tim Duncan. Back and forth, fiend coming. Blue faces out honey. Paper chasing, bitch, I run it. I'm a star, I'm a comet. Dripping sauce while I'm stunning. 000 comma. Cape Coast in Guyana. 3 bitches with me thinking shit. Probably ticket kicking in the sun. State game, beating Hunter. Stupid loud marijuana. Louis Miller, born and red, got it off the blade, hustling on the corner. Shades, Dolce & Gabbana. President, just a shit Obama. Country thug, JJ, MoneyBoy. boy trade, niggas got a problem. Pussy niggas used to rob them. Kept a 38 revolver. Got a problem solver. Red diamond like the Cardinal. 100 rounds in my arsenal. Treat her up like a hostel. I got shooters on the roster. Dreadhead niggas roster. Real deal, no imposter. Legendary, I'm a rockstar. Real deal, no imposter. Legendary, I'm a rockstar. I'ma stay counting money. Big face, blue honey. What's beef, you don't want it. Extended clip, hold a honey. Gemini, you don't want it. Gemini, you don't want it. Gemini, you don't want it. Extended clip, hold a honey. I'ma stay counting money. Big face, blue honey. What's beef, you don't want it. Extended clip, hold a honey. Gemini, you don't want it. Gemini, you don't want it. Gemini, you don't want it. Extended clip, hold a honey.
One clock, two shots, they dead like two bad. I'm old school like a two truck. I'm in the kitchen working two pots. Gucci linen on my ass. I ride designer like a mom. These niggas hit you like some falls. I'm smoking cone, no walk. Nigga self-made, a nigga boss. Nigga 10,000, that's a boss. Come on. Petty little feel, Kenny Lofton. My middle name should be Caution. My trap booming, it's an option. What you want, nigga? For that word, they paying around. What you need, nigga? Gucci, but I'm young and handsome. Getting tall like Rap Samson. A lot of niggas acting feminine. This man a chicken ain't sending me. Feeling like I wanna learn. Like Mike Gibson, all about the Benjamin. Multiplying like a gremlin. Sub-Zero about to finish him. Got no tape, people murder plots what the judge said. When he sentenced him, it was one of me about 10 of him. Keep a party pad like Eminem. Me and Joe was kinda similar. We be something like a synonym. Motivation like a head coach. Put you on your back like a dead roach. Boss got a DBL, but I'm going in, I'm talking head quotes.
I'ma stay counting money. Big face, blue honey. What's beef, you don't want it. Extended clip, hold a honey. Gemini, you don't want it. Gemini, you don't want it. Gemini, you don't want it. Extended clip, hold a honey. I'ma stay counting money. Big face, blue honey. What's beef, you don't want it. Extended clip, hold a honey. Good morning, people. Good morning. The trial has started. Actually, it started out 15 minutes early. Well, wait, no, I take that back. It started a few minutes early, not 15. Well, actually, it did. It was supposed to start at 7. It started at started at 8. It started at like 7:48. And as soon as they came in, they got to arguing over evidence. I've scanned a little bit of it, and they paused on shit already. But Booty is on the stand. That was the last look at it, and they're cross. Apparently, he's being redirected because the defense cross-examined the shit he said, and now Miss Hilton was asking him about. Remember when he said he couldn't read in the court? So all the stupid shit he didn't said and stuff. They're bringing that up, plus what he's been saying on interviews. Let's go.
Looks like we had a couple of evidentiary issues that arose over the weekend that we need to sort out, I guess. One of them was, is there more than one interview of Mr. Sledge? I think was one of the questions. Yeah, I believe it. Mr. Sledge. Sorry, talking to the mic.
I believe there are two interviews with Mr. Sledge, and we will get to Mr. Steele where the other one is located. So I think that was his question.
All right, and that's not going to come. Well, when do we expect that to actually?
That might be tomorrow or Wednesday, maybe, Your Honor. It just depends on what happens today.
Well, tomorrow is Wednesday. This is Tuesday.
Sorry, Your Honor. It's a short week. Either
Monday, don't it?
Tomorrow or Thursday, Your Honor. I guess.
All right. Well, then get it.
Yes.
I mean, are you saying he has it? It's just, where is it?
Yes.
Like which Dropbox link or whatever? Okay. Well, just somebody sort that out and shoot an email over on that.
We will.
Okay. And then, will that resolve that issue, Mr. Steele? Good morning.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then there was an issue potentially with jail calls, I guess, between Mr. Garlington and his mother. A lot of this, I know y'all are shooting emails back and forth all weekend, but I just saw these like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. So, Your Honor, relating to the call of Mr. Garlington and his mother, is not the same intention to play that call at this juncture. If something changes, and there's a hearsay exception, we will get it in. But at this point, we don't intend to play that call. Okay. And then the last thing that Mr. Steele referenced was Mr. Zachary mentioning the search of Mr. Williams home, and we do not plan on getting into that with Mr. Zachary. We understand, of course, previous ruling regarding that.
Okay, and will have instructed all of your witnesses, if you haven't yet, before they get on the stand, as to things that they're off limits that they are not to mention.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Will that resolve that issue?
Right.
Okay. All right. Are there any other issues that we need to discuss?
Showing out a defendant's report. They always do that. I don't know their names though. You think I would know their names by now?
I'm gonna have an issue at the bench in just a minute. Y'all can finish figuring out whatever you were discussing, but then I need y'all to come out to the bench.
What? Judge didn't summons them. I asked him to be quiet for a good little minute. I was watching this much. And now they've officially cut the court mics. Hold on, let me scan for me. So he really didn't say shit before she had him step up. And she told him to finish that conversation and then come up. They still talking.
Play any hearsay. We'll just make sure that the timestamp.
Okay.
We can't hear you, Max.
That somebody else is going to shoot up the tax bill, hopefully doesn't say anything, I don't really not to. That doesn't look at, and then they call it actually by security. So I don't know why that's coming in.
Okay.
Rejected to some.
All right. Is that something that the state is intending to play?
Tell him to speak in the mic, Judge.
We won't play any hearsay. We'll just make sure that the timestamp is correct for when Deshaun makes that, when Ms. Porter makes that comment, Sharon.
All right. And this will be this morning sometime?
Ideally, hopefully.
Okay. So y'all, we actually have a little bit of a delay. One of the jurors isn't here yet. So in a few minutes after the bench conference, y'all can maybe just get together and make sure you're on the same page on that. All right. So can a couple of people come up here?
Damn, the juror relate. And now they've officially cut the mics off. Juror, well, Atlanta traffic is terrible. They don't do that.
We can go ahead and have them start signing out as well. People are just getting seated.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Woody got on a polo down collar shirt, white. He's stretching up. This nigga still do push-ups. So not only will he fight you, he'll shoot you.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all all had a pleasant, long, enjoyable, peaceful weekend. All right, we are about to get started, but I think Ms. Hilton ran out for just a second, so I'm sure she will be right back.
We doing Taco Tuesday today, G?
Not today, not today.
Are we doing? Oh, I thought I was gonna see Mexicans and tacos.
All right.
No, don't worry.
Not that Taco Bell shit either. I thought I was gonna see authentic, whatever the fuck they cook with, and
Exactly.
yeah, all that little meat and stuff. Yeah. I miss raw legs.
Good morning.
On cross-examination last week, do you recall speaking with Doug Weinstein about your knowledge of God and knowing that God is in your heart? You remember that?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
They fucking with him about
And Mr. Weinstein asked you if with God in your heart,
Mr. Weinstein believes in Yahweh.
that is what you were thinking about when you raised your hand and took the oath. You remember him asking you that?
I don't get what you're saying.
Sure. Last week, Mr. Weinstein asked
is
you,
not here for
when
it
you
today.
took the
Listen to
oath
his voice.
when you took the oath to testify, if you had God on your mind. Do you remember him asking you that?
No.
Yes.
Okay. And you said he wasn't on your mind, he was in your heart. You remember that?
God, yes.
And you and I have had discussions about God. Is that fair to say?
Yes, we have.
Okay. And he asked you, Mr. Weinstein asked you, with God in your heart, is everything that you testified to.
I got to talk to my baby because it was interesting this morning. Her little homegirl friend was saying, hey, she walking to school and she was like, I like your hair. Did your mommy do your hair? And she said, no, well, actually, I told the little girl. And then she was like, your mommy is up there in heaven with Jesus. And Gracie looked at her and was like, my daddy said, you just let it go, baby. But actually, my daddy said thing is good because the little girl got some nails. She in the first grade. And she got nails. And she was showing Gracie, and I was like, oh shit, Gracie don't want some nails. And the little girl was like, I can do them for you. I know how to do nails. You need some nail glue and so on and so forth. And Gracie said, my daddy said, I said, there you go, baby. And I got to coach her on the pick and choose when to say my daddy said. But please do not start arguing with these people about religion. Don't do it. If you go, feel with Jesus. But so she go through it with her side of the thing. That's one of the reasons they I won't say they don't like me. They didn't like me at first while me and her mom were together because they feel like I took her away from the church.
Jesus.
Yeah, I took her away. She wasn't going no damn way. None of them go. But I guess they just like, I don't know.
Wait, what year was your
your
atheist?
I'm about 10 years in now.
10 years?
I'm about 10 years in.
So 2014, huh? Okay. Whole decade.
Yeah, unlike the Grabowski, I've been in it for. That's why I don't be arguing with people about religion. That's why I can see she's just becoming quote unquote woke or awakened.
Ah.
See, she's just going through it. That's why she feels it's her job to argue. Remember, when I came on the scene, I wasn't arguing with people about it, telling them it was fake, but we would have debates about it if this was what they was going in. Because I remember telling people I didn't believe around the time, like Savage and them would want to talk about it. I just didn't believe, but they wanted to talk. It wasn't that I was bringing this shit up. I didn't have my brother polite moments and shit.
Oh God.
No, I did. You know, at one point that was their job. There was some good debates though. Watching on Saturday and shit, I used to watch them folk had them debates all the time. That was some good shit, and they would do it with all theologians. So that made it better. They weren't just sticking to Christianity. They would talk to rabbis. They would talk to Muslims, Sunni, whatever. All of them. It was cool that they were knowledgeable on all of these things.
I would say be careful when you say you have brother polite moments.
Nah. I ain't got no brother polite moments. It's just according to these people, I'm a woman beater, but they connect me to women all the time, but ain't none of them said I beat them. Flinched at them, raised a hand at them, nothing. But you know, it is what it is. These people let you do it what it is, man. But yeah, taco truck too. Gabe is gonna start taking us on tours of LA because we don't live in LA and we want to know what it looked like, including Skid Row.
Oh
We would
God,
like to know what Skid Row looks like. Well, you got to get an e-bike and just drive and have the camera strapped on. Once you do that, you don't stop. But it's Skid Row. Now, I don't think I personally ever went to Skid Row, but the one time I was in LA, well, I was shocked to see the amount of tents downtown near the Staples Center.
And it's like they just was setting them motherfuckers up on overpasses and everything. That was weird to me because Memphis is not going. They will kick your tent over. You gotta get
There's
that
one
shit out
street.
City Hall.
There's one street during the day where it's just like crowded. The whole street's just filled with people. It looks like I don't know, like they were giving something away at a shop somewhere. It's just pure bums. San Julian Street. I could drive past there possibly.
I was like, damn, man, this is near the Staples Center. It wasn't like it was a whole bunch of just be random spots and it would be a couple tents right there. And then it was big ass tents too, not the little, these motherfuckers had $1,000 tents out there look like.
I found out that they rent them out and shit for ass.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, fun fact.
I guess it's a little motel.
You know, homeless, capitalism at its best. It is, I guess. I don't know, but it's crazy.
And trial the truth now. You remember him asking? He asked you, Mr. Weinstein asked you, with God in your heart, is everything that you testified to in trial the truth now? Do you remember him asking you that?
I guess, yes.
Okay. But that's not actually accurate, is that, Mr. Copeland?
What you mean?
That everything that you testified to in court while you've been here isn't all true. Is that fair to say?
See, asking him has he lied in court? Ooh.
I don't get what you're asking.
Sure.
You say is everything I testify is true?
Yes.
Yes.
To my understanding, it's true.
Well, I want to play for you State's Exhibit 399 YSL from a few weeks ago with you and I talking about your ability to read, okay?
To read?
Yes.
Ooh.
Testimony from a few weeks ago with you and I talking about your ability to read, okay?
To read?
Yes.
She gonna say he lied about being able to read. And he did say he couldn't read. But she asked him to look at something. Now he can play it out and say, I was saying I couldn't read what you were showing me, but I can read. But he said he couldn't see. Damn, this is the only time the prosecution can look good.
Dude, I've noticed that they're coming up with little like highlight reels of all the shit he says.
Mm-hmm. Everybody, both sides. And it's not regular YouTube is doing it. Law and Crime is making a killing out of movie clips.
I need to put the headphones on?
Yes, please.
They got his own little personal headphones and shit. I hope they give every witness their own earphones. Because those are some original earbuds that go inside the ear. They don't go around. Still wax all over it.
Yeah.
They like stretching and all types of shit on the stand. I can imagine the conversations the judge has about this trial with her husband or significant other. Like, man, these niggas is crazy.
2 years of her life.
I'm going to show you.
She's white, so I don't think she's saying these niggas is crazy. That's just me talking, but these people are crazy. If the witness, he don't recall nothing, he in there stretching, he done told the woman she stank. It just, he said, Judge, you saw the clip where he said, Judge, so another guy can say, we shot up the barbershop. I'm scared of him, honey. He's a killer.
Exhibit 332 Y.
I can hardly hear you.
Morning, yours truly.
And looking at
Oh shit, the state shit fucked up. What y'all doing, Miss Hilton?
where we stop.
State exhibit.
State Exhibit 332 Y. Do you see on here where it says Hertz rental record?
I can't read.
Okay, so you can't see anything on that page?
I can't read.
Do you see the name Jeffrey Williams?
You told DJ.
Why didn't she play when he said, after you said, do you see the name Jeffrey Williams? Because if he would have said yes, then that would show that he can read. He was probably saying he couldn't read the small print, but now he was saying he couldn't read. He was being a dick because he didn't want to be there. So now she's showing, now the state is showing. See, he told y'all he was a liar, and liars never tell the truth. Why the fuck would he tell the truth all of a sudden now? And they didn't. Now they did their research this weekend, or somebody had to remind them from their department, whoever's on their team, they did a good job of finding shit like this. Like, bro, remember you said you couldn't read? And I guarantee they're gonna find that clip where he said he couldn't see either when they were trying to get him to ID Young Thug and them. But and then they're gonna pull up the clip where he was IDing the shit out of Hilton and Love when Maximum was doing it. Even though they're on the front row, but it's not that much distance between where Love and them are sitting and where Young Thug and Max and them were sitting. Shannon Stillwell and Young Thug.
It's gotta be a huge bitch to research. That's a lot of like attention to detail.
Yep, that's why they be taking notes all day though. And it helps that they got Law and Crime there too, where they can put that shit on and just listen to it at 2 or 3 times the speed to what stands out. They have to listen to it slow, but they be taking notes all day.
Well, they have a transcript, obviously.
Who wants to read through that shit?
Sometimes it's easier.
No, it's not. There's too many words on pages. Too many words.
I'm sure that you can get it like in digital forms where you can just search for a word and boom.
Yeah, I guess. But even that's still crazy. You try typing in a word. You know what? I'm going to type Tiffany Henry. I'm going to type in as relates to on one of her transcripts and see how many times that motherfucking phrase pops up. Morning, Truth.
Hey, Truth.
Good morning, chats. Good morning, Gabriel. Good morning, Mark.
Or whatever, Terry. See, we called you Truth and you come up here calling motherfuckers by their government. We're going to be doctors today, Terry? All right, then.
Hey, Gay.
Let's
Good
go.
to see you, Gay.
Hey, good.
I'm not talking to Mark.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mark's being Mark.
How's baby Petty?
Whatever, Terry.
Is baby Petty in school?
Yes, you missed the story about she telling the little girl, because the little girl was asking, did her mama do her hair? And I told her mom died, and she asked Gracie, so your mama in heaven? And she was like, my daddy said, and I was like, I ain't heard her. Stop, don't argue with the kids. But then the little girl also told Gracie she would do her nails. She in the first grade. She said, I can do your nails.
That is so sweet.
That was another proud dad moment for me. She was like, my daddy said you roll right, you don't need no damn nails. 5. What you gonna do with it?
He's learned that my daddy says is going to come back to haunt him.
Absolutely, Gabe. I agree.
Now it's gonna come back to hunt her. Cause she gonna be the one have to have that argument with them people if she get to doing it. What my daddy said. Because they gonna insult my daddy, they gonna insult her daddy, and she got to either defend physically, emotionally, or intelligently. Hopefully, she does the intelligently.
She's gonna defend now. She's absolutely gonna defend because, see, in her mind, on her brain, she the only one that can come for you. That's it. Nobody else.
Actually, that's a good point. I never thought about that one.
Yep. I watched that live again this morning at the hospital. She's something else.
So I said, I'm still all my ops that talk about my parents and the kids. I'm still challenging y'all. I challenged y'all a while ago to do a live with y'all kid. I ain't yet to see it. 10 minutes. You ain't even got to do 2 hours. I know that's ridiculous. Everybody, child ain't gonna stop. But do 10 minutes. I bet it won't happen.
Well, we all know Grayson is a star, bro. It is what it is. It'll be all right. I'm gonna call it a
Now, you remember telling me that?
I said I'm gonna call her this evening and see how her night went, cause she gonna tell me if you didn't do right by her.
She went straight to bed. She
Okay.
went straight to bed. She took her bath and went to bed and woke up this morning all refreshed and happy. Like nothing
Ready
happened.
to go. Ready
Did
to
you
go to
wash down the
school.
Yep.
patio? Did you hose down the patio?
I did that last night. It was like, ew, what did the Velveeta shells? It was just like, ew.
I had a chick throw up in my car once. Oh my god, dude. You know what helps?
That's
Shaving cream. Use shaving cream on it. That
oh,
shit'll sop it up.
ooh, them cars hold smell, honey, and I cannot. Oh God, Gabe.
And I don't, that's my little Del Sol, the 2-seater. So it's like really cramped in. Oh, dude, it was a pain in the ass washing that shit in the morning.
Ooh. Yeah,
Trey, you gotta watch. This is the thing, Trey. You gotta pay attention to her food like her food. Like if she has certain stuff, you can't be. She just now. I listen to you talk about what she ate.
Lucky Charms and
Yeah,
macaroni.
then I forgot a couple things too.
It's no type of coordination. Like it's just a bunch
She
cake
had some
here.
colored goldfish too. I'm blaming it on the LGBT goldfish, the rainbow colored goldfish. That's what I'm
You know
blaming it
what? You know what? I can't. I can't.
That's what it was, the rainbow colored goldfish.
Oh my God! It's all that different type of stuff.
That's what she wanted.
No, you can't just because that's what she wanted. You can't not be giving her all them
Breakfast and
Why
her
dinner
not?
little
items.
tummy.
Why
It's
not?
unnatural.
You just all over the place with your menu, Trey. You can't be getting all that different type of different stuff like that
Why I can't let her eat what she want?
because she ended
It's
up
what
having a bad belly ache that she think is chest pains. She threw up because all that different mingling and cohabitating of all that stuff. I'm sick of you.
so don't you think life would teach her that?
What?
Aren't you
I,
supposed
I'm
to do that?
saying, so don't you think she learned a lesson from wanting to eat out there? I'm just
No,
saying she
no,
wanted
no,
to give to
no,
her. I'm not
no.
gonna be the
She has
bad
not
guy and
learned
say
a
no,
lesson.
you can't have no food.
No, I'm not saying no. That Trey, don't do that. I'm not saying say no. You can't have no food, but you can't be getting her a bundt cake. Then 30 minutes later, giving her this, and 30 an hour later, giving her that. You know better.
If that's what she want,
Of course, you don't deny the baby food. Of course. When the
Wash
last
your
time she ate something
truck.
green, as in a vegetable, a vegetable, Trey, a
we ate a
vegetable?
salad Sunday. Truth, we ate salad Sunday.
You're supposed to have
Okay,
vegetables
okay,
every day, aren't you?
okay, fine.
She likes salads.
Yeah, she do like salads.
That's good.
She like green beans and stuff too. She really doesn't eat meat like that. She know.
I ain't talking about the meat. I'm talking about the sweets.
She don't do sweets like how am I sweets like this? She had cereal bars is the sweetest thing, but she did have a unicorn cake and a cereal bar.
Mm-hmm.
Cereal bar was
Mm-hmm.
breakfast, and then she had
Mm-hmm.
a unicorn cake about an
There you go.
hour after the. But it's a cereal bar. It's not like it's a full course meal. It's a damn
Did you
cereal
just
bar.
say a unicorn cake? Is that what you said?
Yeah, a unicorn cake.
Okay.
Yes.
Prove my
Probably
point.
not.
Prove my point. Prove my point.
And then she wanted some macaroni. She ate that. And then she wanted some flaming hot Doritos, and she ate that. And
Oh,
then
there
she
you
had her
go. There you
goldfish.
go.
And
There
she
you
had her
go.
goldfish. And then she wanted some Lucky Charms. I think the Lucky Charms just took over the top.
There you
No,
go.
there, yeah. Unicorn cake and the hot
Oh
Doritos.
my God.
That's like matter and antimatter colliding.
Y'all leave her unicorn cakes alone. She was she was smiling like a motherfucker when she saw the picture when she got home. She was like, I love it.
I know it. I know it. I can't with you.
Doritos and unicorn cake.
Yes, this unicorn cake. That is a ghetto. That's like a What?
What's on? What are you gonna have
What's an
today?
expensive? What's an expensive dessert I can compare? That's what that is. It's like an expensive ghetto
Expensive
dessert.
dessert would be something like a what you call them things that they set on fire? What
Yeah,
you call them,
I
Trey?
forget.
What
I
is it,
don't
Gay?
know. The
You know
only
the
thing I
kind
can think
that
of is gelato, and it's not that expensive.
Not fondue.
no, it's another
No,
one.
I know that's not what you're talking about. I'm saying that's the only dessert I can think of, and it's not that expensive.
They set the top of it on fire. You know,
Yeah.
flame it up.
Well, on
It's free.
Simpsons, it was a drink, the Flame and Mo they had. It's some.
Nah,
I know what you're talking about too, but I can't think of it. Some brulee or some shit.
Creme brulee?
creme brulee. That's it. Is that
See,
expensive? Never had.
I am so diversified. It sounds expensive. We just going because I remember say brulee something. I'm so diversified.
That's
I
it.
am.
That's it. I know it's rich. I know it's rich in flavor or whatever.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Gabe, unicorn cakes and flaming hot chips is like creme brulee in the hood to a 5-year-old, even though I'm not in the hood. It's like,
What are you
it's
making
the
her?
shit.
What are you gonna make her today? Mashed potatoes with chocolate sauce?
mm-hmm.
If she want it,
Jesus.
You know what? Stop it, Trey.
I would
I
personally tell her that I personally would tell her chocolate sauce is on mashed potatoes is gonna be nasty, but hey, it may be something. People put mustard on their French fries and shit. They used to all types of weird shit people do.
Actually, mustard on a French fry is not bad. You just can't eat a whole lot of it. You know,
Yeah.
you just couple. It's not bad.
Well, in Europe they use
I'm not
mayonnaise. I
gonna
didn't know
lie.
that.
Mr. Beast fries is good as hell, and because it's like a hamburger on fries, and it got mustard on it. This shit, mayonnaise, this shit is good.
Yeah, you can load fries with anything and they be junk. I don't eat fries like that, but if I do, it's gonna be some loaded fries.
He found him a boy. I got to figure out what I'm gonna do to lose these 6 pounds before I be like that lady that was 852 pounds. I don't want to get there.
Trey, I'm sure you can stand to maintain 6 pounds. Trey, please don't act like you over there looking like Chubster.
I'm not used to it.
Oh my God, you
I think
so
I've been 160 one point, just only one time in my life, and I was trying to do that.
Even at my
you
all-time
know
fattest,
what?
190,
It's
even
it's a
that,
vanity for me.
I wasn't even that fat, really.
I was trying to get to 180, never got close. I don't know why the fuck I was trying to get to 180. I just want to see myself in weight, I guess.
I don't even see you as chubby at all.
I'm not chubby. I just noticed I gained 6 pounds. Well, I didn't notice. I stepped on the scale and they told me, but nah, I don't see it.
Oh
I
God.
just know it's there, and that's not my normal weight. My lifelong weight is 155.
I fluctuate between
Well, you are getting old.
145.
Yeah, you are getting old. So just
I
saying.
do some jumping jacks or something.
Not getting old. We're old now.
Well, you ain't gonna lose it, Trey, sitting up there eating that baby snacks all day, eating up her
I
chips and things
don't.
of that nature.
I don't. Thank you, Terry. I don't
You
though.
welcome. You welcome.
Right?
They don't woo their ass.
Can I speak on it?
No.
No, not yet.
He want to explain the lie. She like, nah,
There was
shut
no
up, nigga.
explanation of that. I think she's gonna ask another question and you can, we'll see where
Thank
it
you,
goes.
Judge. Like, nigga, there ain't nothing to explain. She caught you in the lie. She asked you, has everything you testified been truthful? And you first said, I don't understand what you mean. Then you said, well, to my understanding, everything I done said has been true. And she caught a simple lie, but it's still in front of the jury showing that even during this testimony, you lied. So now they're causing reasonable doubt, or if you were telling the truth and you were testifying for everything the defense has.
From there.
Damn it, Rudy. You fucked up the case again. You was winning it for the defense, now you done fucked it up again.
Go ahead,
Talking about you can't read and being a dick.
Defense counsel some exhibits.
This is for Glanville got recused. They shouldn't even be able. Wait, I thought they weren't able to use any of that testimony from before the illegal partay meeting. After, what was it, before or after? I guess it was after. They were supposed to start his testimony over. She didn't ask him could he read since they've been back, since Whitaker has been off the bench. So wait a minute. I ain't going back through the footage, but I definitely thought they were supposed to throw out all of the testimony like it never happened. And if that's the case, how in the hell is she able to use the clip from the old testimony when they instructed the jury to forget everything they said? They ain't telling from one day. They started his interview over. I don't remember them showing them the receipt. I remember her asking about the car, because that's what one of the lawyers played the other day when he was asking about the Infiniti that Young Thug rented for him. But she's going back to a receipt, and he said, I can't read. That was definitely when Glanville was still on the case. He was just being a dick in the beginning. He straightened up his act a little bit and just started doing the recall. I don't recall, but I don't think they were supposed to be able to use this, and I'm shocked the defense did not object. They sound got fucked up this morning. Damn, well, not this morning. They sound team always fucked up. You must work at the Village of Dogs.
Oh, I can't wait to go back to Dalton. Some good shit going on.
I need to go outside and ground when I get through with this. I hadn't done that in forever.
And ground, you said?
Yes, just walk barefoot or stand barefooted in the grass.
Does that actually make any difference?
It does. Google it. You'll be amazed. Shoes kind of disconnect us from the earth.
Yeah, I know.
That's why in a lot of cultures they walk around barefoot so they can be close to the earth, which makes grass and plants and stuff grow. Imagine what it would do to the body.
We do have electricity in our bodies.
Yep. Natural charge. It does wonders.
Yes, it is.
Might not notice it at first, but it actually, if you do it regularly, it's a calming thing, and you just the vitality and all of that stuff goes there. Just like tree hugging is a thing too. Like that's why people be like, you tree hugging. That's another form of grounding as well. The tree is connected to the ground, and it's.
Oh, I heard there's like this new trend where people are talking to trees on TikTok.
Well, it's not. It's not new people. It's just people are doing it, but yeah, it's just grounding and all of that. They're probably touching the tree while they're doing it. Yeah, be careful touching trees though. Ants and shit it'd be all types of bugs and shit running up and down trees.
Bark. Especially those thorny ones. Ooh.
Man, what the fuck are they doing? I'm glad I be pausing this shit, because if this was real time, I'd be like, what the hell? They're not doing that. She can't get the exhibit together. You had all night to prepare for this shit. Still nothing. Go ahead, Gabe. They ain't doing shit. They got it on 1.2. Oh, they put Woo the app for a minute. He had to go.
I'll show you what the market exhibit 401. Why? First time you recognize Stacey to the 401. Why?
Okay, Miss Hill got on all black with the red
Do you
heels.
see your name on here?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you see
And
your
the girl from
signature
Set It Off braids, Cleo.
on the back page?
Yes.
All right. And then you said date of December 13, 2018?
I can't read.
Yes.
And does it say plea of guilty form?
How come he ain't gonna say she stank?
Yeah, yes.
She right
Is
there.
this the plea of guilty form you filled out when you took the plea to theft by receiving stolen property back in 2018?
Can you say it again?
Sure. Is this the plea of guilty form that you had to fill out when you took the plea to theft by receiving stolen property in 2018?
I guess.
Okay. I'm also now showing you Stacey Dibble 402Y. Do you see your name on there?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see your signature when you signed and date this on August 12, 2013?
I see the date.
Okay. Do you see your signature?
Oh, yes.
Did you fill this out when you took your plea in 12 SC 110195, which was your enter automobile plea?
Hey, Coleman.
I guess.
I guess, is that your signature?
On the call.
On the second page.
I can't read.
I guess.
All right.
I'm
also showing you what's been marked as Stacey Dibble 403Y. Do you see your name on here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Do you see the petition of bond that you filled out while in jail trying to get a bond?
You said I filled it up?
Did you write this from the Fulton County Jail?
Yes, I wrote this, but not that.
So you didn't write your petition for bond?
No, this not my handwriting.
Okay. Well, I'm showing you Stacey Dibble 404Y. Do you see this letter that you wrote from the Fulton County Jail?
Again, this not my handwriting.
Okay. Do you see that this was sent by you from the Fulton County Jail?
That's my handwriting.
This is your handwriting, but you didn't write this. Okay.
Yes.
Looking at Stacey Dibble 401 and 402, you're on the state like the mid 401 and 402Y. Is that?
Admitted.
Do you see here on page 4, you had to write, are you able to read, write, and understand the English language? You said yes.
Yes.
All right. Also here on your plea of guilty form, can you read, write, and understand the English language? You said yes, correct?
Right.
All right, and that's what you signed and date, correct?
I guess.
All right. And last week, do you remember when Mr. Steele put before you the murder warrants in this case? You were able to read the murder warrants in this case?
I don't remember reading that.
Okay. Do you remember when Mr. Shard asked you to read that dismissal form that when your case was dismissed in early this year, that you were able to read that?
He read it for me.
Do you remember reading it yourself?
I remember listening to him and agreeing to, because he reading it for me in front of everybody, so I assumed that what he reading is on there.
Is this the only time that you couldn't read when I had to put something in front of you that dealt with
it's a different, like that's why I just asked you to explain to you. Reading and understanding is different. Like you putting papers in front of me, like
here we go. Here
He
we
can read it,
go.
he just has no comprehension.
Yeah, well, sometimes the dyslexia kicks in and he don't be able to see it.
read that stuff. Ask you to explain to you.
Okay.
Reading and understanding is different. Like you putting papers in front of me, like you read that stuff.
You can read this stuff.
Okay. So it's your testimony today that you did not read anything last week when Mr. Steele and Mr. Sharp gave you documents to read?
He said, did I read anything last week?
Yes.
I don't. Just looked at the paper. He reading it in front of everybody, so I'm assuming whatever he reading, he got it done that because he in front of the courts.
Okay. Now, that wasn't the only thing that you have not been honest about with this jury now that you've testified. Is that fair to say?
What you mean?
On cross, do you remember Mr. Steele and Mr. Sharp asking you about the gang meeting with Mo the day before nut time?
I'm listening.
Do you remember them asking you about it?
You said, do I remember them asking me about it?
Yes.
I guess.
And this is the same gang meeting that you didn't remember me asking you about it or telling me about it. Do you recall that?
You asked me about it?
Yes, you didn't remember it when I asked you about it.
Well, he didn't remember it. Maybe he said something that kicked it in.
An answer. Do you remember not recalling that meeting at all when I asked you about it?
I don't even remember what they asked me about it.
Okay. This gang meeting with Mo, is that the same meeting that you told Detective Thorpe about? Back in 2015.
I told you, when it came to talk to the detectives, I would tell them anything to get out of my face.
And is this the same meeting that you told Detective Dennis and Gaither about? Back in 2015.
Damn, little Woody.
I guess, I don't know.
And is this the same meeting that occurred after Rich Homie Quan's car was shot at the studio?
Can you say that again?
This gang meeting with Mo, is this the same meeting that occurred after Rich Homie Quan's car was shot up at the movie studio?
Was it after? I don't know.
And is this the same shooting?
Rich Homie Quan, YFN, Lucci, Young Thug, all rich ass Atlanta rappers, and they out here shooting at each other. At YFN and Lucci, they did a drive-by in a damn Bentley truck. Same day he got gifted a Bentley truck. About 7, 8 hours later, he was doing a drive-by in it.
You got to break it in.
Niggas is crazy. But he wasn't the one that was shooting. He was driving the car, but his passengers definitely hopped out and were dumping that hoe. It's crazy though. They act like they don't give a fuck that they've made it out of the situation that they was complaining about being in. You complain about being broke and in poverty, you make it out, and then you still doing the shit that you were complaining about. The fuck you make it out for if you're gonna keep doing the same shit?
That Nut was at that studio as well when Rich Homie Quan's car got shot up, correct?
Yeah, ask them. I don't know. I don't know who was at where. I don't know.
Now, last week, do you remember saying that meeting was about you? This gang meeting was about you. Do you remember saying that?
Let's take the Bentley.
Yeah, who I told it to?
Mr. Steele and Mr. Shard.
It's the way you ask me the question. You got to ask me the same way they did ask me.
Let me ask you this. The meeting about the gang meeting with Mo, that meeting wasn't just about you, correct?
Was it just about me?
It wasn't just about you?
The part I know about.
Wasn't this also about Thug? Weren't Thug discussed at this meeting as well?
Was it what they brought his name up?
Yes.
No.
Do you remember telling Investigator Thorpe that this meeting was about you and Thug?
I told you, I had to keep going to me. When they question me, I was trying to, bring him in it. I mean, like.
I want to play Stacey did a 370 Y.
I don't get it.
78 YA at 306.35.
I got to listen to it?
Yes, please.
Who like Mo? He don't like her.
It's not playing. It's on here, but it's not playing. It's on the headphone like go.
Push it, make sure it's all the way pushed.
It's already in.
We'll just play it for a little while, maybe it'll pick up afterwards.
Well, damn, what if he missed something pertinent?
But they shot it just in front. They have beat. The meeting, like it was a blood. And the meeting was about me and Doug. Me and young Doug. But the whole time, I'm telling you, like, what Doug got to do with this, bro? Young Doug, young Doug, the brother. I'm like, what you got to do with this? You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking to him. Like, him. But he's like, bro, it ain't no beat, bro. Like, I just turned down, you feel no, ain't no shit, y'all. Listening. But there was a guy that was with me. Said, there was a guy down the road. Oh, he's supposed to kill me and young Doug. So I text my phone. I text my phone like, hey bro, y'all gonna kill me and Doug. I better let it. And he like, but what you talking about? Ain't never like said. So another guy talking like, ain't never like said. I was like, okay, he's lying. He like, yo. So next thing you know,
We're gonna stop it at 307.39. Mr. Copeland, you're the person who brought up Thug, correct?
I guess so.
Detective Thorpe never brought up Thug, correct?
Right, correct.
Matter of fact, he had to clarify who you were talking about, correct?
Yes.
All right. So,
Remember how I was telling you that I take a little bit of piece of the truth?
Man,
so
Miss
again,
Hilton,
when it has to
she
deal
was
with Thug,
wrong
that
as a
part is a lie.
motherfucker.
But you being on the plate isn't a lie. But Thug being on the plate is a lie. Is that what you're trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is, when I was talking to the detective daughter,
I got to zoom in on her shoes.
I wasn't raised to tell the truth to the police. So, whatever.
Yeah, shit.
If you listen to what I said in the interview, I said, what do I have to do with this? So if it was about me and Thug, why would I be saying, what do I have to do with it? Shit, I already know.
Okay. But this is because this was a gang meeting that they were putting you on the plate, correct?
I ain't never been on the plate.
Okay. They wanted to kill you and Thug. That's what you told the detective.
That's what I told the detective.
Now, also on cross-examination, do you recall talking about meetings that you had in the state of Georgia multiple times? Do you remember talking about meetings that you had with Ms. Love, with me, with Investigator Long? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Right. Now, Cross, do you remember Mr. Steele asking you about when Ms. Love, met with you at the Fayette County Jail?
Okay.
Right. And do you remember that line of questioning?
If you said the same way he did, I will. I remember him asking about childhood.
Now, when we met, do you recall it being me, Ms. Love, and actually Investigator Viverito that met with you at the Fayette County Jail?
Which time?
The only time that I ever met you at the Fayette County Jail.
You only came once?
Do you recall me coming to the Fayette County Jail one time to meet with you?
I thought you came more than once.
Do you remember going to?
I'm telling you what I remember. I thought you came more than once.
That's fine. Do you remember me coming with Ms. Love and Investigator Viverito?
I thought you came with Ms. Love and Ms. Rolette and Long.
Okay, we'll talk about that meeting because that did happen, but I wasn't there. But we'll talk about that too.
Yes.
Sustained.
In November, do you remember us meeting in November of 2022? Sure. Do you remember us meeting in November of 2022?
I remember you down there. We were laughing. Yeah.
Okay. And that was the first time we ever met. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's the first time I ever seen you.
And do you remember I was standing on the back wall because I didn't know who you were?
Yes.
You were standing on a wall over to the side.
I remember you was quiet most of the time.
And Ms. Love and Investigator Viverito were standing on the other side of you. Do you remember that?
They were sitting by each other, I think.
Yes. And do you remember telling me you don't know me, so you were being very observant of what I would say to you? Do you recall that?
I'm more watching me burrito.
And why were you watching us get Viverito?
Because she had her phone in her hand, trying to be slick.
And what did you think was happening with the phone in her hand?
Y'all trying to trick me again.
Okay. And we say trick you again. What do you mean?
Well, not y'all, but the state was trying to trick me again.
Okay. And when we met, did you tell us that you did not want to testify?
I think so.
And did you told us that you had left all this stuff in the past?
This sounds like somebody say.
And did you tell us that you were upset because when you needed our help, we didn't help you?
I guess.
Do you remember talking to us about Gaither not helping you out back in 2015?
I guess.
Do you remember telling us that we should have got your testimony back then when you were really willing to help us out?
Ooh, I don't recall.
I guess.
Do you remember talking to Ms. Love about a case that she worked on with one of your friends?
I most definitely do. And she denied it.
All right. And do you remember us talking about the fact that you wanted to write a book?
No, I told you I wrote a book.
And that you wanted to get it published, correct?
I said I was thinking about it, but I didn't want to put it out because it had too much violence in it.
And is that what you told us, it had too many violence?
Violence.
Oh, okay. And did you tell us that you didn't have a court date and you were trying to get you a court date?
That's what I said. Yeah, I said y'all was stopping me from going to court.
And did we tell you we were trying to figure out why you didn't have a court date?
Yes.
All right. Is it true when we met, we never talked about any details about 2015?
Miss Love tried to.
But we never discussed it, correct?
What you mean?
We never went into details about anything that Little D told you. We never went into details about any of the Club Crucial. We never went into details about the facts of 2015. Isn't that fair?
To check this all testimony will not be written. Check. I
You finally got an objection.
don't
Overruled.
Oh,
And speaking to your mic also when you're making objections. Thank you. They're out. Shocker. All right.
the judge is even sick of the sound guy. She like, what the fuck? They out. Oh, that's a fucking shit. Like, y'all need to just move to another courtroom at this point. Every day is something with the sound. That's why I tell you, I'm convinced the sound man works at Dawson. They got the same dude that's in charge of the Mike's Fair.
But again, we never discussed the facts of that case when we met with you down at the Fayette County Jail.
I don't know. My only concern was telling y'all that y'all hold me in jail, so I can't really be specific with. I can't recall. You have to tell me what y'all saying.
Okay. The only thing we talked about was the fact that you did not want to be in Fayette County Jail and you wanted a court date so you can get out of jail. Is that fair?
No, we was in there for a long time.
Right. And we never discussed the facts of the case. Correct.
See, you talking. I think I'm more. I think I'm more talking to Ms. Love, and you was just because I just remember you just kept standing there and you trying to act like somebody in the hood. So.
Oh shit! He done made him laugh again. He done made her laugh again. He said she was trying to act like somebody from the hood.
I think I'm more talking to Ms. Love, and you was just because I just remember you just kept standing there and you trying to act like somebody in the hood. So.
Was I just quiet and being myself?
No, you acting like somebody I grew up with.
Oh, everybody is laughing at it. Jury is y'all. Oh my goodness, the jury is now laughing at Woody's jokes. These boys is free. They going home. They is going home with Woody. You done done it again. Now I was saying you done blew the case again, but you winning it back for the defense. You got them laughing at the prosecutor. She was trying to be tough in that jab. He's like, no, you like somebody I grew up with. And they know little Woody grew up rough in the mean streets of Mechanicsville. Truth, you going live this morning or afternoon? Nah, I guess she cooking breakfast.
Good. So.
Was I just quiet and being myself?
No, you acting like somebody I grew up with.
Let's focus on what it is that you're trying to have him clarify.
And the judge, knowing the judge, like, come on, refocus. I thought she was gonna tell them they was out of order for being humans and laughing at this long ass trial. She said, all right, Miss Love. Miss Hill to act like she flirted.
Now, the next time that we met was in May of 2024. Is that fair to say?
So y'all met
I don't keep up with the time.
Okay. The next time we met is when I met you in Pittsburgh, correct?
I think so.
Okay. And that was with you, me, and Investigator Long, correct?
Yes.
And we met by the train tracks over in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Is that fair to say? And when you got into the car, you sat in the back seat, correct?
Yes.
And I was in the front, Long was driving, or in the driver's seat, correct?
No, he stood outside the car.
And he eventually got inside.
He stood outside. I seen him stand outside the whole time.
And when we first met, I asked you if Melody was your attorney, correct?
Yes.
And you said you had not talked to him.
No, I said he is my attorney, but I haven't talked to him.
And you told me that he wasn't your attorney because you had not talked to him, correct?
Huh?
You told me that he wasn't your attorney because you had not talked to him.
I don't know if you would like to speak objection.
You may. Can you restate that question? Are you saying was not?
Correct.
So
Isn't it? I'll restate.
go ahead.
Yes. Isn't it true that you told me because you all have not talked, he was not your attorney?
No, I always told y'all he was my attorney. Just I don't talk to him that much.
Okay. I asked you if you still wanted to talk to me, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
And we talked, correct?
Yes.
And it was a cordial meeting. Is that fair to say?
I don't know what that means.
It was a pleasant meeting. Is that fair to say?
Not pleasure.
It was a good meeting.
I just kept telling y'all, leave me out of this. I just want to move forward my life and let my past be in the past.
And when we met, you did not have any pending criminal charges, correct? You didn't have any criminal cases.
I don't know. I know I had just went to court and played to the last case I had open, where I had another one from the jail, but
At the time, you didn't know that had been dismissed. Is that fair?
well, the lawyer just told me they were dismissed.
And when we met in the car, we also didn't go into the facts of the case, correct?
Well, I told you I was lying, and you told me that you know I wasn't lying.
Did you tell us that you just did not want to testify?
What you mean?
Did you tell Long and I you did not want to be involved in this case?
Yeah, I don't told the word that I think so.
Okay. And then when we were finishing, I asked if we could meet again on Monday. You remember that?
I guess.
And you told me, I'll pray about it. Is that fair?
Sound like something I say.
Okay. And we called you on Monday and you did not want to speak to us. Is that fair? All right. Then,
I don't know, because I still end up down here.
and you came down here later that week, correct? On about Wednesday.
No, Tuesday.
On Tuesday of that week. Thank you. And when we met on that Tuesday, correct?
I'm down here. I don't know if I can't remember if it was you I met with, but I'm down here with y'all.
And when we met, you told us you did not want to testify and that you just wanted us to play the tapes, correct?
Because that's what y'all wanted. That's what y'all said y'all wanted. Listen, man, I don't know you. I don't know these trick questions that you asked me or what, but you know what me and you talked about.
Okay.
And I told you that I done lied to these people and you know, got me up here. You talking about put my hand up to God to tell the truth and I'm lying, but you can't tell me what I'm lying about and telling the truth about.
When you asked me to just play the tapes, I told you I couldn't just play the tapes, that you had to testify.
Oh, I can't.
I believe it's your objection. It's really unfair. That's so sort of probably not
Hey, this is lovely court.
So he can say, yeah, that's right. He can say, no, that's not right. He can say, I don't remember. He can say, here's what really happened. I mean, it's not testimony, it's questions. And I have and will again instruct the jury that what the attorneys ask is not testimony, it's not evidence. So I understand, and you continue to have your continuing objection, and it continues to be overruled.
And when I met with you, Investigator Long was present, correct?
When?
Back in June, when you came down to the courthouse.
Oh, yes, I think so.
And when we met, did I go over with you in front of Investigator Long my understanding of the events leading up to Donovan Thompson's murder?
That's your relevance of prosecutor's understanding of events she wasn't present.
Can you rephrase the question?
Sure. Did we talk about the events leading up to Donovan Thompson's murder?
I honestly can't remember.
Do you recall telling me that I had most of it correct, but there were some things I had wrong?
I don't remember. I don't.
Come on, Woody. Damn. Let it
I told
out.
you y'all don't got y'all face together, but I don't know.
And do you recall telling me that some of the facts that we didn't have together was the fact that you had stolen Donovan Thomas's stuff?
What you mean?
Did you tell me?
You talking to an aggressor right now, and
Did you tell me?
Wait. She talking to aggressive. How, Woody? Woody, how is she talking aggressive? She asking you the questions in the same tone that she's been asking. Oh, boy.
Back the fuck up.
She ain't nowhere near him.
Oh,
He's in the testimony box and she at the podium away from him. He act like she was pacing back and forth and she right in his face.
I don't got y'all face together, but I don't know.
And do you recall telling me that some of the facts that we didn't have together was the fact that you had stolen Donovan Thomas's stuff?
What you mean?
Did you tell me?
You talking to an aggressor right now, and it's frustrating me.
Did you tell me that the one thing that I did not have correct is that you were the person that stole Donovan?
Did she make her voice softer after he said you talking to aggressive? Did she soften her voice?
she used the white people voice.
Oh, she got softer. This shit is funny. Woody is making her pussy with.
Talking to an aggressor right now, and it's frustrating me.
Did you tell me?
She did.
What you mean?
Did you tell me?
You talking to an aggressor right now, and it's frustrating me.
Did you tell me that the one thing that I did not have correct is that you were the person that stole Donovan Thomas's belongings?
I guess.
Did you also tell me that when I asked you about the shooting with Thug and Nard in the car on the night that you got to the fight with Kel at Club Crucial, that I didn't have all of my facts together regarding the shooting with Thug and Nard? Did you tell me that?
I don't get what you're saying. Sure.
Do you recall telling the detectives about a shooting with Thug and Nard in the car, and you and your brother was in another car, and you saw Nard with a gun, and he racked it, and when you started driving away, you heard shots.
I told you here?
No, did you tell that to the police?
In the interrogation room?
Yes.
Oh, I tell the police anything.
Do you remember telling me that I didn't have all those details correct?
No, I don't remember telling you that.
Do you remember me telling you that I had to tell the defense everything that you told me that was different?
You said, only thing you told the defense.
Do you remember me telling you that I would have to tell the defense anything that you told me that was different than what was in the interviews?
And that's when I switched it up.
And that's why you were mad, because you did not want me to tell the defense the things that you told me that were different.
Nah, I didn't want you to tell them what I said because I didn't want them to tell on me. So when you said that, I was like, don't say it, because I don't want to be exposed.
And speaking about that, when we met, did you tell me that your biggest concern was what the defense knew about you?
To my things I did?
Yes.
Right.
And did you tell me, I don't have a problem testifying for y'all. I'm more concerned about what they know about me.
I'm concerned about both of y'all because it ain't, cause I mean, people, I don't know. It's just, man, I don't know. You got me up there
and you keep telling me that, you keep testifying that you kept telling us that you lied. Is that fair? Do you recall me asking you, what do you lie about? What do you lie about?
You thought I was gonna tell you?
And then I asked you, are you talking about like lying to your girlfriend? What are you talking about?
Because I want y'all to, like, because y'all put me in here and I constantly told you, I know I just told you every time you talk, like, I don't lie. So y'all put me up there and y'all be expecting me to remember the lies I done told. Yeah, I better remember the truth.
And remember when we met, you never told me any lie that you said back in 2015. Is that fair?
All the time, to be honest with you, you asking me a question, anytime I think about any time you met, it was just laughing, ha. I don't, you played on me.
Because we were always cordial with one another. Is that fair to say?
If that's what it means.
We were always on good terms with each other, correct?
Yes.
You play with my emotions.
Now, do you recall also telling me that the defense may have a video with you and others bragging about killing Nut?
Oh.
Do you remember telling me that there might be a video that the defense has that it's you and others bragging about we killed Nut?
Ooh.
What about it?
Do you remember telling me that?
Well, Miss Hilton, if he said that video exists and he's saying we killed Nut, that means he was part of it. So if he ever told you that he killed Nut, or wait, not if he told you, but we know in the secret squirrel meeting in the chambers that y'all told him if he said he killed Nut, then y'all would say he was lying, but you're asking him about him telling you that there may be a tape of him and his partners bragging about killing Nut. But you would say he was lying and hold him, you would send him to jail if he said he killed Nut. And see how you just fucked yourself kind of, Miss Hilton. You probably should have left that question out. Because we all remember, because y'all have said several times the two things that could get him thrown in jail during the trial was pleading the fifth, which he did, and or saying he killed Nut.
There's bragging about we killed Nut.
What about it?
Do you remember telling me that?
I told you that.
Do you remember me asking you if the video exists, can I have a copy of it?
Huh?
Do you remember me asking you if this video exists,
like, what?
would you give me a copy of it?
I don't even.
For the old scrapbook.
When I heard it, them people say it over there, I didn't know y'all. I don't know that. I don't know. I don't recall.
So last week when Mr. Steele asked you, there was a video about saying you killed Nut. That wasn't the video, correct? There was a video maybe that said we killed Nuts, correct?
What video y'all have?
Is this the video that you said the defense may have?
I haven't seen no video. Y'all ain't showed me none.
But did you say it? Did you say it is what's at issue here, sir?
During these meetings that we had with each other, at any point, did you ever tell me that what little D told you about the night of Donovan Thompson's murder was a lie?
I don't even, Me and you, all the time, me and you talk about it, it was just, I told you that I made it up. And you like, which part did I make up? And I'm like, they deep into my car saying that this happened. And then you was like, so the deep never got in your car and said that they killed, and I'm like, no. And you was like, why is it my first time saying it? And I was like, I was scared. And then you was like, so you asked me if I know it, and I was telling I didn't know him for real. And I just made it up. And you was like, and then you were like, well, I gotta let the defense know. And I was like, damn, you gonna tell them? And then you were like, I have to. And then I was just like, damn, don't tell them because the defense already saying that, you know what I mean, too much that they don't need to be saying.
Isn't it true that it wasn't until some different things about what happened that night at McDonald's?
Because you made me feel comfortable.
And that is when you told me that it wasn't Nard that got into your car. It was Little D and Shannon that got into your car.
Huh?
Do you remember telling me on the day that you were going to testify that it wasn't Nard that got into your car on the day that Donovan Thomas passed away, but it was Little D and Shannon that got into your car?
I don't get what you're asking.
Do you remember telling me, switching your story up, that it
No, I didn't switch my story, but I came forward. You made me feel comfortable, and I let you know, like, I lied. The D never told nobody to kill nobody when he got in my car.
Did you ever tell me what you told me on June 7th, 2024, that Little D didn't say anything to you? That's what you told me, correct?
You just confused me again.
Sure. When we met in June of 2024, that's when you told me that Little D didn't say anything to you. That was the first time you ever said that, correct?
You said that was the first time I ever told anybody that? Yeah. So I guess, you know, I don't get, like, I hear what you're saying, but I don't get it, I don't understand it.
It was only in June of this year. That was the first time you ever said that Little D did not tell you anything in the car, correct?
Because you're the first person I ever spoke with that made me feel like you went after me. So it was like, you made me feel comfortable to let it be known that, shit, I lied. So I felt like you was somebody I knew. And I wanted to tell the truth to you that I made it up.
Also, during these meetings, did you tell me multiple times that you did not kill Nut when we met?
Say it again?
When we met previously, did you tell me multiple times that you did not kill Nut?
Yeah, I think I told you that.
Okay. And did I tell you that there was other evidence that supported what you told me?
Sustained.
Did I tell you that? Did I tell you that I could not show you any other evidence because you were a witness?
Huh?
Did I tell you that I could not show you any other evidence because you were a witness in this case?
No, you showed me the pictures and stuff and the phone calls that you're going to use. That's what you're talking about?
I did show you that. Was there other evidence I told you that I could not show you because you were a witness?
I don't remember.
Now, Mr. Shard on cross-examination asked you if I showed you all of your interviews prior to trial. Do you remember that?
Can you say it again?
Do you remember last week, Mr. Shard asking you if I showed you all of your interviews prior to trial? You remember that?
Can you just ask me this question? I don't.
Do you remember Mr. Shard last week asking you if I showed you all 6 of your interviews prior to trial?
You showed me the interviews. What about it?
Do you remember Mr. Shard asking you if I showed them to you? Do you, Mr. Copeland, would you have sat down and watched 21 hours of interviews with me if I asked you to?
I don't even want to sit down right here and listen to y'all know.
Sounds like a date.
Now, Mr. Copeland, after we met in June, you were supposed to testify on June 7th, 2024. Do you remember that?
All I know is I jump when y'all tell me to jump.
On that day, when you were supposed to testify, do you remember pleading the fifth?
Oh, when y'all locked me up?
When you got locked up because you pled the fifth. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
I never forget it.
All right. And you went to the Fulton County Jail, correct?
That's what y'all took me to.
And then you went to the DeKalb County Jail, correct?
That's what they took me to.
And then on Monday, June 10th, there was a meeting in the judge's chambers. You remember that?
Yes.
And that meeting was with you. Slow down. On that Monday, June 10th, there was a meeting in judge's chambers, correct?
Yes.
And that meeting was with you. You were there?
Yes.
Your attorney, Ms. Bumpus, was there?
And you was there?
I was there. Investigator Long was there?
Yes.
Okay. Another investigator, Hamilton, was there?
Trying to look short ball here, dude?
Now we know
Yes.
everybody.
And there were some sheriff's deputies, correct?
A lot of them.
All right. And the purpose of that meeting was to explain to you what would get you out of jail, correct?
I don't know. I don't know the purpose of it.
Okay. Did we discuss you getting out of jail?
We been up for a long time.
And did we discuss you getting out of jail?
Yeah, there was some of it.
And do you remember Mr. Shaw and Mr. Stills asking you about those meetings last week?
I remember, I don't know which one asked me, but I remember asking about it.
And is it true that there was some detail missing from what they asked you last week?
Did you tell me?
During this meeting, were you able to talk to your attorney, Ms. Bumpus, on multiple occasions?
She sat right there with me the whole time.
And were there times when we left and you were able to talk to her by yourself?
I whispered in her ear.
But were there times when I left the room, the judge left the room, and you and Ms. Bumpus were in there and the two of you talked by yourself?
I think y'all probably left out before. I can't really remember.
And did I tell you in that interview that the only reason why you were in jail is because you pled the fifth?
That sounds like something you said.
And did I also tell you that so long as you testify that you would not be in jail?
Huh?
Did I also tell you that so long as you testified, you would not be in jail?
Well, you were going back and forth.
And did I tell you that so long as you testified, you would not be in jail?
Yeah, but I was explaining to you why I didn't want to testify.
And did I tell you multiple times in that interview that the state of Georgia did not want you to be in jail?
That sounds like something you said.
And I didn't just say it one time, I said it. Do you need some water?
Nah, I've been coughing all weekend.
Did I say it to you multiple times in that interview that we did not want you in jail?
I think you said it the whole time.
Now, in that meeting, did I also tell you that I expected you to tell the truth?
And I told you that. I don't lie. If you keep going to the past, if you want me to tell the truth, you can't ask me about what I done told the police because when you know what I mean, I'm just going with the flow.
And do you also remember during that meeting, your attorney asking me if he gets on the stand and says things that aren't true, would I be okay with it?
If I went talk, I don't know.
Do you recall Ms. Bumpus, your attorney, saying if he says something, right, it'll be effective. If he says he did something and you know he's not telling the truth, what happens? And my response to you is, if he said he did something and he did not do that thing, and she said to me, if you believe he did not, so if you believe that he's lying about that, then I said, then no, if he admits to doing something on the stand and he did not do that thing, I'm going to ask him, this is the first time you're saying that. And she asked, and you have independent evidence to prove it wasn't him, then what? Then nothing. What do you mean? So she said, so you're okay with him if he got on the stand and said things?
Tell him, get to the question.
Is it true that I said, no, I want him to tell the truth. What have I always said to you? I want you to tell the truth. I don't know what's going to come out your mouth, but I expect you to tell the truth. Is that
Jay is mad about that secret squirrel meeting getting found out.
That's you.
You told me that if I say I killed Donovan Thomas and I didn't kill him, you're gonna lock me up. You said that if I plead the fifth, you're gonna lock me up. And from my understanding, whatever I had to say to matter, from my understanding.
And let's talk about the part about Donovan Thomas, correct? Do you recall?
But he told her that there's a
Me saying to you, this is when
we killed her.
Do we talk a lot about perjury
did
in the chambers?
What's the other word is too that I was saying?
Purge. Remember we talking about
Them two
perjury?
different words. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Do you remember us talking about perjury and perjury meaning lying on the stand?
I always get confused, but you know it.
Okay. And did you have your attorney ask me multiple times, if you testify and say something that I know isn't true, what would happen?
What you mean?
Then Ms. Bumpus asked me on multiple occasions, if you testify and say something that I know isn't true, what would happen?
You told me I don't know. I'm trying to get it down pat what you were saying, but because you kept going back and forth about it, I wasn't understanding the purge and perjury because it sounded the same to me. And I was telling you that the stuff I said in the past was a lie. You got to ask me now. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. When the judge was not present and it was just you, me, Investigator Long, and the sheriff's deputies and your attorney, did I ask you, did you plan on taking the stand and saying that you killed Nunn to help your friends out because you had a meeting? Did I ask you that?
I think I don't know if you asked me that, but I know I told you that I'm not admitting to no crimes.
Okay. And did you tell me you were not going to admit that you killed Nunn?
But
I'm not going to admit that.
You said to him.
And did I then tell you that if you plan on claiming a murder that you did not do, that is when you be charged with perjury?
That's what you just said. That's what I just said. You said. If I said it right. And you asked me, when you questioned me, did I do it? And I told you no.
So you talking about killing Nut? That, at no point did I ever tell you if you just admit to killing Nut, you be charged with perjury. Did I ever tell you that?
I don't understand you.
The entire, I apologize, I know I object. I attended, I've been prosecutor, treater, federally, county.
Damn, I wish we could hear Steele.
So I object to this entire line of questioning.
He objected to the
I
entire
understand.
line of question.
Yes, sir, Mr. Short.
Entire transcript, no, question.
No, it is not.
He has something about it's the entire.
She's not even asking him things about the transcript right now. She's asking him things that happened not on the transcript.
That's the thing.
Now,
Hell, that's the thing. He don't remember.
Last
She
week,
be
I believe
making
Mr.
up
Sharp
shit that
asked
wasn't on the transcript.
if I told you, you could say I don't recall to every question. Do you remember him asking you that?
I don't know. He pissed me off too, so I got frustrated when he was talking to me.
Shannon Stillwell, Lord, you probably get it.
Do you remember your attorney asking me, can he say I don't recall to every question?
Which lawyer?
Ms. Bumpus, in that June meeting.
I don't.
Do you recall Ms. Bumpus saying, can he say I don't recall to every question? And my response to her was, I will hope that is not the truth, because I think there are some things you do recall and some things you don't. But the things you don't recall, you don't recall. And I will go through my process of what I did. You recall me telling your attorney
See,
that.
y'all don't understand. Like, I think don't nobody in this courtroom know how I feel to be sitting right here. It ain't about what I recall, what I remember, what I don't remember. It's the functioning of my brain as I'm sitting up there. It's like I'm trying to answer y'all, but my brain is in and out. Like I don't. You feel me? Like, I can't. You ask me. It's how you ask me the question. It better. I'm trying to comprehend what you're saying, and then answer truthfully. But it sounds like a trick question because I don't know how to answer these questions. When me and you talk without being in the courtroom, you taught me on a level where I can understand you good. But when you get right here, the question that you asked me made me feel like I'm in an interrogation room, so I don't know how to answer your questions.
In that meeting,
You are in
back in
the
June, a few months ago. Do you remember me telling you that I just want you to be truthful?
Yes.
And do you remember me saying to you, I don't know what your current truth is, but I know what you told the police back in 2015.
Personal observation, non-witness.
Overruled. Do you remember having that conversation in the judge's chambers?
Yeah, because I told you that. Y'all don't know. Like, y'all don't know. And you said that your mouth did. Yeah, you're right. We don't know what you're going to say and what your truth is. So.
And do you remember me telling your attorney to talk to you about what impeachment is?
I thought they were the same word as the other perjury, whatever.
But
ain't it the same?
I can't answer that question for you, but do you remember? Did I tell your attorney to talk to you about impeachment?
Talk to me about impeachment?
Yes.
Why she can't answer?
I don't know.
Perjury and impeachment are the same thing.
I know most of the time we was talking like my only thing was I was in jail and I didn't understand what was going on. I just felt like I don't know.
Now also in that meeting, you said I did these crimes. Do you remember saying that I did these crimes?
Because I don't want my family I don't want my nephews to hear stuff that I did.
Okay. When you said you did these crimes, what crimes were you talking about?
I don't recall.
When you say you don't recall, what do you mean?
Yeah. I ain't speaking on it.
Were these crimes that occurred back in 2015 or crimes that happened more recently?
Don't recall.
More recently.
I don't commit crimes. I changed my life.
So when you said I did these crimes and Mr. Steele asked you about that, or Mr. Sharp, what crimes were you talking about that you did?
I guess ones in my dreams and nightmares, whatever. I don't know. I don't get what you asked me.
Dreams and nightmares.
In that June interview. Not interview, in that June meeting that happened a few months ago. And Mr. Steele or Mr. Sharp asked you about this last week.
Dun, dun, dun.
you said, I did these crimes, I'm telling you that. And my response to you was, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm asking you today, what
What you say, truth?
I'm gonna have to drop down. I gotta go meet my daughter at Primary. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm gonna have to drop down.
What the hell is that?
Primary, it's an urgent care.
Yeah. Oh, the
Oh.
doctor. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
Keep
call.
me posted.
All right. All right, I will. I'll call you. Bye, Gabe. Bye, y'all.
All right.
crimes were you talking about back in June that you said you committed?
I ain't committed no crimes.
Are you saying you haven't committed crimes?
The crimes I committed for, y'all locked me up for them.
So then when you said I did these crimes, were you talking about things that happened in 2015?
I'm talking about the crimes y'all caught me from.
And to be clear, were you talking about any crimes that are charged in this present indictment?
I'm not a part of it, so I never read this indictment and don't want to read it or hear nothing about it.
And let's be fair. Were you in custody between June 10th, 2015 and February 2019?
Can you say it again?
Were you in custody between June 10th of 2015 to February 28th, 2019?
February 28th?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
2019?
Yes. God bless you. When did you get out of federal custody?
September 12th, 22nd, one of them days, 2019.
Okay. And were you also incarcerated from May 13th, 2020 to May 11th, 2021?
I went back to jail. I did over a year.
Do you remember then going back to jail June 15th, 2021 to July 24th, 2021?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you said from when?
June 15th, 2021 to July 24th, 2021.
You said from June to July?
June 15th of 2021 to July 24th of 2021.
So you said I did a month in jail?
Yes.
I don't remember that. I remember going back to jail and both times I went back to jail after I got a plea, I was in there longer than a year.
All right. Do you remember then getting arrested in October of 2021 and then being released in February of 2022?
You said October?
Yes.
And then getting released in a year later?
And let me say, going to prison in February of 2022.
2022. Yeah, I went, yeah.
And you stayed in prison until August of 2022. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay.
23 went
And then you were transferred back to Fulton County in August of 2022, and you were in jail until March of 2023. Is that fair?
Yes, they sound like it.
And you've been out since March of 2023, correct?
Until y'all locked me up on the 5th.
And you spent the weekend in jail.
Yes.
Now let's talk about this October 2021 interview. On cross-examination, do you remember Mr. Steele playing a number of jail calls for you?
Yes.
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 And do you recall those jail calls being from December of 2022 to about February of 2023?
From December to February? Okay, yes. Okay.
And do you recall 3 of those jail calls were from February of 2023?
Shit, I guess.
And do you remember the 3 jail calls that Mr. Steele played for you? That was after the October 2021 interview that you did with Investigator Riverito was released. You remember that?
I guess.
Now, this is the interview that you told Mr. Sharp last week you thought that the state of Georgia released, correct?
I believe it.
All right. Now, you had a total of 6 interviews with the Atlanta Police Department. Is that fair? 5 from 2015 and then 1 from October 2021. Is that fair?
I don't keep up with it.
Okay. Do you remember watching 5 interviews in court?
Yeah, I'm definitely, I don't want to watch no more.
And the only one you did not watch was the October one. Is that fair?
Please tell me not about to watch another one.
Is that fair that you have not watched the
Yes,
October one?
yes, I have watched it. The world watched it too.
Okay. The only video that was ever leaked was the one from October, correct?
Yes.
Did you know, or are you aware that between the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and the Atlanta Police Department that we've had that October 2021 interview since the day it was recorded?
Can you say it again?
Sure. Are you aware that between the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and the Atlanta Police Department that we've had that October 2021 interview from the day that you sat down and did the interview?
Yes,
Did you know that we had the interview for 16 months in our possession before it was released?
yes,
Did you know that we served that particular interview in discovery in January of 2023?
Yeah.
My objection.
I think I got it.
I believe it is relevant to the assertion that defense counsel made last week when they opened the door, as far as who released this interview. They questioned him. And you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is not a fair characterization. There was questioning about it.
And we objected to it, and it was overruled, Your Honor. And he was allowed to answer it. And so we are following up on the ability that he was able to answer that question.
Follow.
I would oppose that. Not a jail call. I would like to ask questions to the prosecutor. This is testifying.
All right, it's not testifying. Ms. Hilton, rephrase your question.
Are you aware that that interview was given to defense in January of 2023?
no,
Are you aware that the video was released within 30 days of it being given to the defense?
Overruled.
Are you aware that after the video was released, we brought the fact that it was released to the court?
All right, let's take a break. Time for a bathroom break anyway.
All right, sure. It's getting heated up in there. How long is the bathroom break?
God, I fucked up my.
Is the bathroom break for everybody? Or just the jury?
No, everybody. The whole court.
No, the jury just
Yes.
left, but everybody's still there.
Oh wow.
Previously,
I guess he's continuing to check you.
came to the court's attention that there was a release of what I call discovery. It's October 27, 2000.
Bruh, bring your ass to the main
It's a
mic.
recording of interrogation in this court, and it's very harmful. The part that was released that I'm aware of, and I believe Mr. Adams was correct, just has lies, rather than say lies, about Mr. Williams ordering people to die. It's very harmful. I asked Judge Landville, predecessor judge, for relief and a bond because it denied Mr. Williams' right to a fair trial. Predecessor judge said there's going to be an independent investigation who released that, and that he would get to the bottom of it. I never heard back from that. A jail call, I listened to all these jail calls. We had others listen to all the jail calls. On a jail call, I didn't say anything last week. I played a jail call where Mr. Copeland said that immediately after telling the authorities in December and February, 7.2, 7.3, that he had lied and that everything he said was a lie about Mr. Williams, that he's telling this to his friend and his sister. He said all of a sudden, this jail call, this interrogation released. So he believed it was a prosecution team. That's how it all came up. For a prosecutor who's an advocate to then vouch for and put her own credibility in the issue, that's what I've been objecting to. And to say, we gave it to the defense. Now, the reason I don't have a technical file in my book, so I'm not trying to, poor words, shaking every smile. My point is, I'm sorry, is that it sounds like I did something wrong. I didn't release anything. I didn't do anything wrong. I was the one objecting for the release of this information. And it was given out, and I'm not very technical, so it was given out in a Dropbox, and I was told that's a bad way to do it. Judge Landville and predecessor judge said, don't do it that way anymore. Get the Dropbox, which never take it down to a full mess. And the predecessor judge, and I'm not asking this person, and they made a great investigation. I just never heard anything. Now we're here on Tuesday, the third day of September, and the prosecution asking questions was clearly targeted. That did you know that within X amount of time that the defense got this discovery, which the previous answer was no, I don't know when the defense got discovery. There's no foundation. That doesn't stop Mr. Attorney of saying that it was released. Clearly, it's the same pattern that they've given about all these witnesses. Mr. Contagious Stevens, Mr. Dean, D-E-A-N, Mr. Murphy, this witness. Have you ever had to testify in front of Jeffrey Williams or these other people? Now all of a sudden, your testimony is different. And I'm going to object every time because there's no evidence of intimidation. And what happened, which you may not know, and this is based on information belief, I never spoke to Mr. Copeland about, so maybe it's not true. I believe he got beaten in the jail after that release. I believe that I was wrong. But assuming that's all true, for the prosecutor to now say that they are handed clean, and I can't ask the question. Judge Randall denied my request to call the prosecutors and their agents to assert under questioning who released it. Because it certainly wasn't in Mr. Williams' best interest. So anybody on Mr. Williams' behalf would be a disservice to release that Mr. Williams was having people killed in the middle of a jury selection. So anyway, my bottom line is this entire, Ms. Hilton has taken, and I have all the cases in one of the book, but has taken herself, and she has moved from a position of asking a question and advocate to testifying as a witness. You told me I was there. The detective walks out of the car. You told me. You only told me this. Did you know that the prosecution served this? Were you aware that the defense had this? All of this needs to be questioned to prosecutor. So I asked the court, I know I've been ruling these asking that, and I know that I have some objection. This is not on trial cases in the state of Georgia. All of these cases require the scope to take a witness stand. And if she does, I have no objection. I'm not doing this. But it's been denied. That's my objection. I'd like her to be removed from the case. I'm not trying to stymie the prosecution. They have other witnesses. They at counsel table, we're aware. I mean, this is not new. So I have the prosecution that's specifically so and Ms. Love removed from the case. I have questions for both of them. I also like to remove my
he still wants to, he just said he wants to remove the case.
the mistrial, I don't want to mistrial. I just don't want to go. And now the last person has to
he don't want to mistrial because they win.
as this version on not only the way, but I presume everybody else here by saying that we're releasing information, which I assume it is not true. So I don't want to go too far. But the next question will be, and you got beaten, Mr. Goldberg, after you release that as intimidation. So those are my motions to mistrial that I don't want. Don't want to go through mistrial, but I feel compelled.
All right. That wasn't gonna be my next question. I didn't know he got beat up in the jail. Your Honor, last week when Mr. Sharp, asked.
He may not have, that may not be accurate. I don't have any personal knowledge where I was not.
Last week when Mr. Shard asked he went down a line of questioning about this call being released. And Mr. Shard asked Mr. Copeland, who was his belief? What was his belief of who released this recording? And the state objected, saying that it wasn't relevant who he believed released this video. The court overruled the state's objection. He was able to answer that question, which was he believed it was the state. Mm-hmm. And at this point, we believe that it is proper for the same reason that he was able to disparage that the state will release such a video.
Okay, you need to be careful about what you're saying because there are questions from the attorneys and then there are answers from the witness stand, and that's what the evidence is. And I do not believe that anybody on the defense side made the suggestion that the state had released it. I mean, the transcript will reflect what was asked and what was answered, but.
And maybe not disparage is the right word, but the question was asked, who do you believe released the video? And he says, I believe it was the state of Georgia. I believe that an appropriate line of questioning, Your Honor, is would he feel differently if he thought that the defense leaked it? And to give questioning about what his understanding of, what Mr. Copeland's understanding is of what happened and what transpired when this video was released.
Well, we already know what Mr. Copeland's belief and understanding is.
But would it change if
that's not what you asked?
But I had to give some foundational questions in order to ask that question, in order to answer what my next question is. Because another question I'm going to ask him, and it's something he alluded to earlier, was that after this video was released, Ms. Love, Investigator Long, Ms. Rolek all visited with him after this video was released to check on him, to make sure that he was okay. And he alluded to that earlier when he thought I was present at the meeting. And all of this happened around the time that the video was leaked. And so I was asking some foundational questions to Mr. Copeland to see if his position would be different if he thought that someone else leaked it and not the state of Georgia.
And I can ask that question.
And I can get to that series of questions, Your Honor, but
I mean, you are coming very, very close to the line with this line of questioning. I mean, you're basically, the defense is not far off. Let's just put it that way.
So I can move to my last two questions regarding this, which is who came to visit him after the video was released, and would he feel differently if he believed that the defense leaked the video?
No, I'm not going to let you ask that last question at this point. And that's a total hypothetical question. That is an assumes facts, not an evidence question. Not the objection you keep making.
Your Honor, I feel compelled to just make a brief record. First of all, any insinuation that I asked a question about the release is way off. That topic never even came up during my cross.
You know what, and I know you're not finished, but let me just say that I believe that this jury is paying attention and that they have enough wherewithal to remember what actually happened, and for questions that are potentially misleading, I'm not sure why they're being asked, but I think the jury's gonna take note of what got said. And I understand, but I think the jury is doing what they are been told to do, which is to pay attention to the evidence, not the questions.
And second, Your Honor, I just want Your Honor to understand kind of the backdrop here. I guess it was released. I don't even remember the time that it was released, but apparently it was on social media. When that came to the attention of the court, to my recollection, from my vantage point, yelled at the defense, and this was prior judge, and essentially blamed us. And all of us were saying, well, we didn't do anything. I personally don't even know how to release a video to the press or to the internet anyways. But, I just went along with it. Okay, there's going to be an investigation. We're being told we're under investigation. And then all of a sudden, no one mentions the investigation anymore. And it's kind of like, well, if you're accused of something, you would like to know the progress of said investigation.
I'm certainly happy to ask the predecessor court's chambers what's going on with it, if anything, but that's not really relevant to what's before this jury.
Well, it's not until the state, knowing that there was an investigation, knowing that they haven't heard of any findings, then lights this thing on fire again and starts suggesting that we did something wrong. And, I can only speak for myself. I don't believe anyone did anything wrong on this side. I know I didn't. And then somehow those insinuations are coming out in front of the jury with absolutely no basis. And I'm going to join my friend, Mr. Steele, and I'm going to state my place that I believe the state at this point is goading a mistrial and goading us to move for a mistrial. So I just think that was very inappropriate, and it suggested things that there is just no basis. And in fact, there's apparently been an investigation, and it's been settled as far as I know.
I don't know what has happened, if anything, with that. But would you like to address the assertion that you are goading the defense into a mistrial?
Yes, Your Honor. Number one,
into a motion for mistrial.
yes, Judge, thank you. Number one, we don't want a mistrial. We vehemently object to a mistrial, and we do believe that the line of questioning, whether it was posed by Mr. Sharp or Mr. Steele regarding Mr. Copeland's belief about who leaked that video, was one, not relevant, but understanding that the court ruled as it did, we believe that an inquiry whether his belief that the state leaked the video had some impact on how he decided to testify would be a valid question.
And that's, again, not what y'all asked.
Understood, Judge, understood. But I vehemently object to a mistrial. I do not believe that anyone here at this table has done anything, anyone at this table or on the state's behalf has done anything to in any way merit, warrant, call for, justify a mistrial. So we definitely object to a mistrial. And Your Honor, as it relates to the assertion that counsel for the state have somehow made themselves a witness repeatedly, the witness has affirmed that there were people in the room whom either counsel for the
does not exist.
Bitch. I fucked up, y'all.
Insinuations are
Call being released. And Mr. Shard asked Mr.
She has moved from the position of asking a question and asking
up during my cross.
You know what, and let me, medical question. That is an assumes facts, not an evidence question.
I'm close to where we.
Not the objection you keep.
Up during my cross.
You know what, and I know you're not finished, but let me just say that I believe that this jury is paying it of.
And when that came.
regarding Mr. Copeland's belief about who leaked that video, was one, not relevant, but understanding that the court ruled as it did, we believe that an inquiry whether his belief that the state leaked the video had some impact on how he decided to testify would be a valid question.
Since that's, again, not what y'all asked.
Understood, Judge, understood. But I vehemently object to a mistrial. I do not believe that anyone here at this table has done anything, anyone at this table or on the state's behalf has done anything to in any way merit, warrant, call for, justify a mistrial. So we definitely object to a mistrial. And Your Honor, as it relates to the assertion that counsel for the state have somehow made themselves a witness, repeatedly, the witness has affirmed that there were people in the room whom either counsel for the defense could call without having to disqualify either prosecutor in this case. So that being obvious, we definitely object to a mistrial. And additionally, we object to the speaking objections that are being made while the jury is in the box.
All right, well, I'm going to overrule that objection. I don't think that that is going on. Sometimes it's just not particularly clear what the objection is. And if I need further elucidation, then I have permitted that. But I'm going to overrule the motion for mistrial and, or deny the motion for mistrial and deny the motion to remove either Ms. Hilton or Ms. Love from the case. I do think that it appears from the questions that there was somebody else present at every meeting. But, you know, Ms. Hilton, that's another option as well. Yes, ma'am. I can't hear you. Okay. All right. Can you try that one?
Use Max mic.
All right. Can you hear that one? All right.
Your Honor, I want to add that we cannot question any other individual that was at that meeting about Ms. Hilton and the way that she asked some of her questions and made her comments. Let me give you an example. Ms. Hilton said, I was standing to the side because I didn't know you. That's her feelings. That's her reasoning on why she was standing where she was standing. Ms. Hilton also said, I was just being me. I can't ask Detective anyone in reference to that.
Hang on. Sorry. I mean, I think that each of those was not a statement. It was a question. It was a cross-examination question. They were, and was this essentially like, is this your recollection or is this what happened? So it was not her testifying. I'm overruling that objection.
All right. And I just want to add that she also said the purpose of the ex parte meeting. So there's no way that
he said, I have no idea what the purpose of that meeting was. So, I mean, I understand, but it's overruled. Thank you for the additional making of the record. Anything else?
State indicated that it's a fact. Those are objections.
Man, they got two mics working in the whole damn courtroom. At least the Woody mic work. None of the attorneys' mics work, except for the prosecution, the judge.
All right, thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and take our restroom break as well. And let's try to be back as quickly as possible because the jury's already been out for 15 minutes.
The jury's got to fucking hate this. They can't wait to go home.
I'm testifying here about who.
Her, Mr. Steele, showing you a number of videos. So, correct? 27, Charlotte.
All right, here we go. We're still 16 minutes behind. Oh, let's see, how long they been? No, for 2 hours. And they've only taken that short.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Fulton.
So they're gonna go about 40 minutes to go to lunch. They may go another hour.
Mr. Copeland, after the video was released, did anyone from the state come and visit you after that October 2021 interview was released?
What you mean?
No, not that I remember.
On cross-examination, you were asked by Mr. Steele about the murder warrants that were taken out regarding the Donovan Thomas murder. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember telling Mr. Steele that you never saw the warrants, but you were told about the warrants by your then attorney back in 20?
My lawyer came to the jail and told me I was child murder.
Okay. And do you remember when your attorney came and spoke with you?
I was in the feds.
Okay. Were you ever brought to Fulton County Jail for those
Time
warrants?
is 5 years.
I was in the feds.
Okay. Were you ever arrested on those warrants?
I was in the feds.
Were those warrants dismissed against you?
That's what I was told.
Okay. And is it fair to say that you have not or were not indicted for the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr.? Is that fair to say?
I don't understand you.
Were you ever charged with the murder, like formally charged with the murder of Donovan Thomas?
Yeah, warrants for it.
Well, my lawyer came to the jail and told me I've been charged with murder.
Okay. And did your lawyer also tell you that the case was dismissed against you?
Yeah, like at one point, I can't remember when.
Were you still in the feds?
I think so.
All right. Now, last week, Mr. Shard asked you about the false statement arrest warrants that were taken out by the Fulton County Sheriff's Department. Do you remember him asking you about that?
Yes.
Okay. And it wasn't until last week that you found out that those charges were dismissed against you, correct?
When he told me, that's when I knew. That's when I first time hearing about it.
Okay. Now, do you remember him showing you a document? Do you remember him showing you this document last week, Defense 27, Charlotte?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember him asking you about Fonnie Wilson's name on here? Do you remember him asking you about whether or not her name was on there?
That's the same paper?
Okay.
Yes.
Did Fonnie Willis sign this document?
I don't fucking know.
Whose name is on the bottom?
Okay.
Mine? No.
I
No.
can read.
Something. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Does it say Kenneth Hutcherson?
Yes.
Okay. And is it fair to say that that's not my name, correct?
Now your name is here.
That's not Ms. Love's name?
You just said the name.
Is it fair to say that no one
Yeah, this is
over here talked to you about that case prior to last week when you learned about it, correct?
I don't get what you're asking.
We did not, did anyone from this prosecution team here dismiss this case in exchange for your testimony?
What you mean?
My first time hearing about this case.
It's a shame. Did we ever tell you, did any of us ever tell you that your charges would be dismissed if you testified? That those charges would be dismissed against you if you testified?
All right, same objection.
And
There's
then,
no alternate witness.
The same objection as before. That she's just overruled.
did anyone talk to you about those dismissal of those charges in exchange for your testimony?
I didn't know nothing about church till he told me about it.
So it's fair to say that you are not testifying here today because in exchange for your testimony for dismissal of those charges.
I'm testifying here by force.
Okay.
He said, I'm here by force.
Now, on cross last week, you were asked by Mr. Steele, excuse me, let me ask you this. Do you remember Mr. Steele showing you a number of video clips last week from your from your interviews from June of 2015?
Yes.
And then he also showed you clips from your interview in January of 2015 as well.
He showed my interrogations.
Okay. And do you recall being asked by Mr. Steele on cross whether the district attorney or the police or anybody ever came back to tell you or confirm with you things that you said? Do you remember him asking you a lot?
I don't get what you're saying.
Sure. Do you remember Mr. Steele asking you whether or not the state of Georgia, the police, or if anyone ever came back and showed you a 911 call? Do you remember him asking you about that?
Yes.
Do you remember him asking you if anyone ever came back and told you that they talked to Valerie?
He asked me no questions.
Okay.
That's what you asked me?
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you remember him asking you multiple questions like that?
Well, she asked me a lot of questions.
Okay, God bless you. Now, let me ask you this. You served about 51 months in federal custody. Is that fair?
It's a little bit over, but
After your release, did you want to speak with the Atlanta Police Department?
what you mean?
Once you were released from custody, did you want to meet with the Atlanta Police Department?
They never tried to reach me.
Okay. Did anyone from the state, the police, or anyone ever tell you that they found shell casings on a side street on January 6, 2015?
Say that again?
Did anyone from either the police department, the state of Georgia, ever tell you that they found I'm gonna strike that question, Your Honor. Okay. Did anyone ever come from the state of Georgia, from the police? Did anyone ever tell you about the Hertz rental car records that you were shown a few weeks ago?
What you mean?
Nobody never said that to me.
Did anyone ever from the police department or the state of Georgia ever showed you the surveillance video that you saw last week?
Which one?
The surveillance video, God bless you, at the gas station.
Say that again?
The surveillance video at the gas station.
You said what about it?
Did anyone ever show you that before you saw it in court last week?
Yeah, I seen it before.
Where'd you see it?
On the news.
Okay. Did you ever come into the police department to see it at all?
I never, no. Okay.
Did anyone from the police department, the state of Georgia, ever show you telephone records that they received?
The police just asked me questions.
Okay. Did anyone ever show you your telephone records from 2015?
No.
Did anyone from the state of Georgia ever show you cell phone records from NARD that they may have received?
Which NARD?
Demise McMullen.
You say that again?
Did anyone ever show you any phone records from Demise McMullen, also known as NARD, that they may have received?
What you mean? With me and him talking?
Did anyone ever show you any telephone records, period, that came from NARD?
Yeah, I can't because no, don't got my number. I don't know nothing about what you're talking about.
I'm just asking, did anyone ever show you any telephone records?
No.
Did anyone ever show you any telephone records from Duwop's phone?
Nobody never showed me no telephone, nothing.
Did anyone ever play any calls
Good morning, Miss.
from jail with Duke and Javor's Bradford or Tudor?
How I supposed to know?
Did anyone ever play that for you?
Oh, no.
Did anyone ever show you telephone records from OG Bentley?
No.
Did anyone ever show you any phone records from Thug?
Who?
Thug.
No.
Did anyone ever play any phone calls from Shannon Stillwell for you?
You showed me.
I showed you, I played for you a telephone call with Shannon.
The visitation.
Not the visitation, a phone call. Did anyone ever play for you a jail call with, a phone call with Shannon?
No.
Just because you didn't see these things, does that mean that these things do not exist?
Huh?
Just because you never saw these things doesn't mean that it does not exist.
Objection.
I suppose no.
Okay.
What's the relevance of that question?
Now, Mr. Copeland, on cross-examination, you were asked by Mr. Steele about the fight at Club Crucial. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He pissed me off.
Do you remember also testifying on cross-examination that you spun out in the Infinity with Quindarius Zachary?
I don't know nothing about that. I don't recall. I don't know what you're saying.
Do you remember testifying last week that you were in the Infinity a few days before Nuts murder and it spun out on the highway?
And you put the bumper back on.
What you asking me?
And he asked Max how he knew that was Max.
It's apparently you're not the only one that objects to it. Mr. Copeland does not understand what you're trying to ask and rephrase the question.
Last week, do you remember being asked by either Mr. Steele or Mr. Sharp about the Infinity spinning out on the highway a few days before Nuts murder?
Put the bumper back on the side of the road. And he said, how you know about this?
Why don't you just try to ask it maybe in pieces?
Do you remember last week being asked about the Infinity spinning out on the highway?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And did that spin out happen right before Nuts murder?
Sounds like it cut out.
Uh-huh.
What you mean? So you saying right before it happened?
Do you remember telling last week during cross-examination?
I remember saying that. So I read the card and I gave you the threat.
All right. And then you also remember you gave Threat the car at the studio the night before Nuts murder, correct? You remember giving the car to Threat the night before Nuts murder, correct?
Listen.
Is that yes, you remember that?
I remember getting threat the car and leaving.
Okay. And you also remember stealing Nuts' chain, correct?
I ain't steal nothing.
Or do you remember taking Nuts' chain out of the car?
The door wasn't locked. The door was unlocked.
What about it?
Do you remember testifying that you remember that last week?
I remember.
Yes, you did.
And that you testified to remember that you gave him back the chain, correct?
Yes, I did.
But the only thing you don't remember now is what Little D told you in the car at the McDonald's. Is that fair to say?
It's not remember. It's like I told you, I made it up. Lady didn't get in the car and tell me that.
And is it only now in 2024 that it's convenient that you don't remember what D told you, or that D did not tell you anything inside of that car?
Because I didn't think it was gonna be a big deal. I just, if I knew that it would have did all of this, I wouldn't even, you know what I mean? Like, damn, I keep telling y'all.
Do you remember on cross-examination, Mr. Steele asking you about the shooting at the gambling house?
I've been involved in so many shootings, man. Like, you gotta be more specific.
The shooting at the gambling house that happened the week before Nut passed away. Do you remember talking to Mr. Steele about that?
He was more specific, and I'm asking you to be more specific.
Do you remember Mr. Steele asking you if you heard a 911 call from the shooting at the gambling house where Thug's car got shot at?
I remember he asked.
Okay. To your knowledge, did Thug ever get his car window fixed?
To my knowledge, did he ever get confidence?
get the car window fixed?
I never seen the bullet hole in his car.
So you say that you never saw the window get shot out
Nah,
at the gambling?
when the night it happened, I was so mad. Shit, by the time I knew he was gone, I didn't even, I don't know.
Now, do you remember last week on Cross that Mr. Steele showed you the surveillance video from the Texaco gas station?
Yes,
And do you remember him asking you whether or not you saw Thug get out the car?
I'm listening.
Do you remember him asking you that?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember, I believe Mr. Shard also asked you if you saw Shannon get out the vehicle? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember the S.
Okay. First, let me ask you, did you or Thug get the car window tinted on the Infiniti after you rented it from the Hertz rental facility?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you don't know if you got it tinted?
It should have already been tinted.
I don't even think the car had tinted windows on it. I don't.
Rinse the car and get
I can't remember if it had tinted windows on there or not.
I'm asking, did you or Thug go get the windows tinted?
I don't know if the car was tinted. Like, I don't know. I can't remember if the car was tinted or not.
Now, on the night of Donovan Thomas's murder, it's fair you were not at the gas station that night, correct?
I told y'all I was at my baby mom's house.
And you only told the police what Little D from Mechanicsville told you, correct?
I told the police whatever to get them out of me.
And in that interview, you told the police that Little D told you that they switched cars at the gas station, correct?
Excuse me. You say that again?
Sure. You told the police that Little D told you that they switched the cars at the gas station, correct?
I told the police whatever to get them out of me.
Do you know if they switched the cars behind the gas station?
How would I know? I just know when I looked at that video, what they showed me last week, I didn't see nobody switch cars, so I felt that that'll prove that, you know what I mean, that I lied in the past. I can't speak on now, like.
But you only know what Demekion told you, correct?
He didn't tell me that.
Now,
if he would have told me that, I would have knew. So for example, let's say if they did switch cars at the gas station, the camera would show that. So I that's like he telling you, stop running in the past. I ain't trying to go to jail, but if you're gonna keep going in the past, I'm telling you, don't do that because I lied.
Okay. Do you know if there were cameras behind the gas station?
To my understanding, it cameras all over them.
I'm asking specifically, do you know if there were gas station cameras behind the gas station?
Now he got her saying,
you gotta go ask the gas station to see.
Now, on cross-examination, Mr. Steele asked you, or you told Mr. Steele that Thug encouraged you to speak to the police on the night of the murder. Is that fair to say?
I don't recall telling you that. I don't know.
Let me ask you,
better pronounce your words right.
Thug take you down to the police department to go talk to the police?
No.
On the same night of Donovan Thomas's murder, your family's house was targeted, correct?
My baby mother's house was.
And to your knowledge, Mr. Williams or Thug's stepfather's house was targeted, correct?
To my knowledge, I don't know. I don't have a clue. Still to this day, I don't know.
Now, on cross-examination, you told defense counsel that you had multiple phones back in January of 2015. Is that fair?
I did.
Okay.
I had two, not multiple.
You had two phones. Now, I'm going to show you a screenshot. Stacey did a 378 Frankie Alpha.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes.
Can you cut the air down just a little bit?
What?
The air.
As in hotter or colder?
It's freezing. Thank you so much.
Now, do you see the screenshot of 378 Yankee Alpha?
Yes.
And is that a phone in your hand?
Yes.
And I'm going to also show you a screenshot from 378 Yankee Bravo. And do you have a cell phone in that picture as well?
I guess so.
Now, when you said you had two phones, did you have one phone that was your primary phone?
Can you be more, what you mean?
Is there one phone that you use more than the other phone?
I got both of them for the same purpose.
What was the same purpose?
To use them.
Okay. Is there one phone that you call Deshaun on primarily?
I call on both phones if I had to.
Okay. What about calling your brother Shrez?
I treat both phones the same.
Do you remember the phone number for both phones?
I actually got locked up with the other phone.
When did you get locked up with the other phone?
For my probation violation.
The phone that you showed Detective Thorpe on January 11th, that is the phone that you had with you the night of Donovan Thompson's murder, correct?
Can you say it again?
The phone that you showed Detective Thorpe, that is the phone you had with you the night of Donovan Thompson's murder, correct?
Yes. That's my one I showed in the interview?
Yes.
Yes.
And that is the phone number that you gave him for the night of Donovan Thompson's murder, correct?
I don't know which phone number I gave him. I can't just say yeah or no to that.
Now, do you remember, we talked about this earlier, Mr. Steele playing for you a jail call from December of 2022. Do you remember that?
December 22?
Yes, when you were in the Fayette County Jail?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember in that call talking to your, I believe it was your sister, about Yak overhearing a conversation that you had?
Yes.
And that Yak was in the bedroom, I believe, with your cousin, and you were talking to someone else, and he overheard that conversation. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you were concerned that he was going to tell people about the conversation he overheard. Do you remember that?
I wasn't concerned. I try to be more secretive about whatever I got going on.
What was the conversation that you were having that you were concerned he was going to go back and tell?
I don't think you heard me. I like to be secretive about my conversation.
Okay. Well, let's play Defense Exhibit 250. And we're going to only play from 425 to 559.
I need to put the headphones on?
Yes, please.
It's working there?
It should be.
That means
Chocolate. Is it showing up on your computer?
It's right here, but I hear it out loud. I don't hear it through these. Let me take it out, put it back in.
Are you on the Zoom? Can you see that same screen?
Can I? It's right here.
That same screen is on your computer?
Mm-hmm.
overheard me and somebody else having a conversation.
No.
I mean, so. Hello, this is a prepaid.
Last week, it seemed to just take it a minute before it would play on there. And also, where are the good headphones that were around a few weeks ago? Anybody know?
We were still looking for them, Your Honor. I think it got carted away with the other.
I think so too, but that might help also.
We are trying to find those.
All right.
Like, so we're only gonna play 450.
Yeah, I can hear.
That means that then Jet had overheard me and somebody else having a conversation. I mean, so he was in sister's house. Yeah. This nigga was late. No, sister house, cuz. Oh. Whoa. This nigga was laid up in her bed. And I was in the living room. I was in the living room telling nigga, I was telling my partner, like, man, look, man, these folk niggas goddamn this and then third. I'm telling him what's going on. Like, these folk niggas lying on me. You feel? Mm-hmm. So while I'm telling him that he's lying on me, this nigga, the whole conversation come out the room. Mm-hmm. So when I see him, my mouth dropped. Like, what the fuck? You feel me? Like, so he heard the whole conversation. I'm just like, shit. What is that? I already know he could go back and say, them niggas know what's up. He tried to tell me that when I was talking about I was wrong, I ain't know what I was talking about. I'm like, yeah, I do know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I ain't stupid.
That's a little, that's the crazy thing. Y'all been sleeping before my.
Yeah, after this, then what's your name when kind of posting on your Instagram page and try to come back around. Man, come back around, y'all niggas. I know y'all got me. Come on, man, y'all be crazy ass niggas. I'm stupid.
Now, Mr. Copeland, what conversation were you having such that you were concerned that he was gonna go back, he being Yak was gonna go back and tell people about the conversation you were having?
What you mean?
What were you talking about to your friend that he overheard that you were concerned they were gonna go back and tell?
I plan on doing something to somebody. That's what I said.
Then in the call, didn't you tell your sister that you said, I was in the living room telling N-word, telling my partner, like, F these N-words, this, that, and the third. I'm telling him what's going on, that they plotting on me. You feel me? When I'm telling him that these N-words are plotting on me, this N-word Yak heard the whole conversation and he came out the bed wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So who did you think was plotting on you?
Didn't I tell you I like to I think they was planning on me.
Who's the they?
Mr. Will.
Okay.
That's what I said.
And you were concerned that Yak was gonna go back and tell Mr. Williams and them what you were telling your friend?
I wasn't concerned about him going back and telling him. I really was debating, should I let him leave?
Did you tell Yak, I already know that you're fixing to go back and tell them what happened? And he tried to tell you, I'm not gonna do that.
Me and my friend was looking at each other, trying to debate on what we had going on right in the day.
And it's safe to say that you didn't do anything, Yak left the room, correct?
Yes.
Now, also, during the same call, and even in the course of your testimony, you said that you lied on Thug. Do you remember testifying to that multiple times?
I told you that.
What are the lies that you told on Thug?
I put a lot of blame on him that I know that I should never did. If I, like I said, if I knew that it would have caused all these problems right here, I would never did it. But I told you I was going through a dark phase in my life. And at the time, I didn't care about none of the choices I made in life. And through the midst of, I was going through that phase, I had my little girl, and she gave me a purpose. So, I'm done.
No, are you done? But specifically, you keep saying that I told these lies because I thought it would get me out of trouble. So what are the lies that you told on Thug that you thought was going to get you out of trouble?
Whatever the police wanted me to say. If they brought his name up, about anything, I didn't care if he could have been in another country. I would have said he's right there, and he did it. Like he had something to do with it because they made me feel like they wanted him, and they only got me because of the stupid stuff that I done done. And if I could give them something to help them out about him, then they'll let me go. And that's what I kept doing. And the whole time, they knew that I was just doing it, and they didn't care.
So let's talk about some of the things you told the police about Thug, okay? Do you recall that you told the police that Thug's window was being shot out? That Thug's window was shot out at the gambling house?
I think I said it in the interview.
Do you recall that you told the police about Mo and other Bloods wanting to harm you and Thug?
I think I probably did.
You told the police about a concert with Thug and Rich Homie Klein?
I probably did.
You told the police that Thug gave you money to hold?
What you mean by that? Be more specific.
Sure. You told Thug that he may have one time given you $1,000, but like that you could keep, but he may have given you $300,000 that you could flash.
That nigga ain't never gave me. I mean, excuse my language, but he never gave me $300,000 to flash.
But it's fair to say you told him he gave you some money to hold.
What you mean?
He gave you money to flex with, to flash with.
So as we together?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what you told the police, correct?
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell them it was my money.
At some point, did you tell the police Thug just gave you money that you could flash in the club?
Right. So the police asked me where I get all this money from. My job is to lie to the police. That's how I was raised up. I'm not gonna tell them that, oh, I break in stores, or I do this and I do that. I'm gonna tell them that, hey, he's legit. It's still money. If I knew that it was gonna backfire me, I would never said it.
You also told the police that you didn't know what beef Thug and Nut had, correct?
I probably did.
You told the police that Thug rented the Infinity.
I did.
You told the police that on the night of Donna Thomas's murder, that Thug got into another car with a girl and Little D, correct?
That might be one of the stories I told them. I can't be specific. That's what I said.
You told the police that Thug was not in the Infinity at the time of the murder, correct?
I probably did.
You never told police that Thug shot anyone. Is that fair to say?
Huh?
You never told the police that Thug shot anyone, correct?
Yeah, I did.
No.
I told the police.
You never told the police that Thug shot Nut, correct?
Oh, no, I don't think I told them that.
You never told the police that Thug was driving the Infinity at the time of Nut's murder, correct?
I didn't tell them that either. It wouldn't make sense to tell them that.
You never told police that Thug was bragging on the murder of Nut, like Nara and Dolly, correct?
Huh?
You never told the police that Thug bragged on Nut's murder, correct?
I never heard nobody bragging on him.
You told the police that Nara and Dolly bragged on Nut's murder, correct?
No.
So everything that you told the police that we just went over, which one was the finesse?
The one that made more sense, where you take a little bit where you know that they can prove, and then
But if you're trying to
put the
finesse them,
twist on it.
if you're trying to finesse them to get out of jail, why not say Thug was bragging about the murder?
Why not say he brag about the murder? What you mean?
Why wouldn't that be believable?
Who brags about the murder?
Okay. Why wouldn't you say that Thug was driving the Infinity at the time of the murder? He rented it.
Because I'm talking to Gator and Dennis. Like I've been dealing with them for a long time. I know they're a long way from stupid.
Right, but that's believable. He rented the car, so why not tell them that?
That's testimony.
Rephrase your question.
Sure. If you're trying to finesse the police, why not tell them that Thug was driving the car?
Because think about this. This man is a multi-millionaire superstar. If I go in the police station and be like, yeah, Thug was a getaway driver in the killing of a nut, they gonna look at me like I'm stupid.
But he rented the car, didn't he?
And why would you rent a car to commit a murder?
But you told the police that he rented the car, correct?
But there's something I know that they can prove.
All right.
They can prove that he rented the car. But I don't know if it was this car that was used in the murder.
Why not, if you were just trying to finesse the police and you didn't care if they were going to verify what you said, why not make up the beef that Thug and Nut had?
Because you gotta get this, like I said, you gotta get the facts together. You gotta get stuff where you know they can go back and see. Like for instance, okay, they jumped on me in the club. Everybody know they jumped on me in the club. So I can say they punched me in my face. They happened. Then I can say, oh, okay, something that didn't happen. They can't prove that this ain't happened or they did happen.
And you wanted to tell them things that they could verify, correct?
Can you say that again?
And you wanted to make sure you told the police things that they could verify, correct?
I'm trying to make the police believe that I can help them. And if they let me go, that's what I'm willing to do. So every time they say the time they didn't let me go, you see, I never came back and helped them. When I told them I'd give them their gun back, what they had to do, they had to bring a SWAT team to get me. So anytime they let me go, they knew I wasn't coming back.
On cross-examination, you talked about a meeting that you had with your lawyer and the U.S. attorneys back in 2015. Do you remember telling Mr. I believe Steele about a meeting that you had with your lawyer and the U.S. attorneys back in 2015 or sometime during that period?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember telling Mr. Steele that there were some APD officers present when you were going to have that meeting with your lawyer and the U.S. attorneys?
Yes.
What APD officers were there?
Gaten and Dennis, and it was another lady, but I don't know her name. And it was the ATF agent. It was everybody who was in the interrogation room.
You mean interrogation room in that June interview?
When they locked me up.
Okay. Do you remember how long you were in the feds before you were going to have that meeting?
It was like probably the first couple months because I found my lawyer right out the rip.
And why did you fire your lawyer?
Because he was working with the state. He was trying to work with the police.
And when you said he was trying to work with the police, what was your understanding of what he was trying to do?
He was telling.
They were trying to get me to do whatever they wanted me to do.
When you say he was trying to get them to do what you wanted?
He was trying to get me to work for the police.
And was that going to be in exchange for a reduction in your sentence?
That's what he told me. He told me that if I go down there and talk with them, they'll throw my case out. But he didn't say it. Like, he lied to me how he said it, but he was like, when you go to court, I mean, we just gonna get this case swept under the rug. But when I got down there, it was all the police, they locked me up and I got mad.
And then you decided not to move forward with whatever the agreement was.
Yeah, because I seen it got real and I knew what I had done.
Now, last week on cross-examination, And on direct, you testified that YSL was not a gang, correct?
And it still ain't a game.
And you testified it was a music label, correct?
Well, that's the purpose of it.
And it's a music label that you were never signed to, correct?
Clearly.
Okay. And you never done any songs with Thug, correct?
I haven't.
Now, on cross-examination, do you remember Mrs. Steele playing a portion of the On the Porch video?
Off the porch.
Off the porch, excuse me, thank you for perfecting. The Off the Porch video with you?
Yes.
And that was Defense Exhibit JW246 for the record. Now, that's a blog for up-and-coming artists, correct?
Yes.
And you talk about music?
Yes.
Right. And you talk about life growing up, correct?
I think so.
Now, the portion that Mr. Steele played, was that was the portion when you called yourself a gangster and said that you would slap people in the face if they tried you or something like that? Do you recall him playing that portion of the clip for you?
Yes.
But that was not the entirety of the interview. Is that fair?
No.
Okay. I want to play for you a few portions, okay?
Put the headphones on?
Yes, please. I'm going to first start playing Defense Exhibit JW246, starting at 00 and ending at 007.
Yeah, they little Woody Freehand Entertainment. Just jumped out of the pool with Dirty Glove Best. Slack YSL for life.
Now, there you said Slack YSL for life, correct?
Yes.
And again, you were never signed to YSL the label, right?
Never.
Okay. And slap means slime love all the time, correct?
Slap means slap.
Slime love all the time?
Yes, I guess.
All right.
Slap means slap.
Now I want to play JW246 at 9:15 to 9:47.
This is a long ass redirect.
Yeah. And you dropped a music video for that song too. Was that your first music video you shot?
Yeah, first one ever.
Yeah. How'd you think that turned out?
It was fun. It turned out great. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like it. Still watch it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you rep YS.
They stopped it. I don't know. They had issues with their thing.
And you dropped a music video for that song too. Was that your first music video you shot?
Yeah, first one ever.
Yeah. How'd you think that turned out?
It was fun. It turned out great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I like it. Still watch it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you rep YSL a lot in your music.
Dang.
How far back does your relationship with them go?
Yeah, still.
When he said rep, he asked you if you rep YSL in your music. You said gang, correct?
No, I said game.
Why would you say gang?
Game, like I wanted to be a part of YSL. I want, like, on the papers, I wanted to be a YSL artist.
This interview was done in 2020, correct?
One of them years.
Okay. Is it fair to say this is after you got off the feds, correct?
Yes, yes.
All right. And at this point, you had known Thug for a number of years, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Game.
And
game.
And it was fair to say at some point in time y'all were
You said game.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he said, right? I heard, right?
And even at this point, you still were not signed to YSL label, correct?
But me and him spoken about it. And he just told me I had to convince him that this is what I really wanted to do.
And you still aren't signed to the label, correct?
I had went back to jail.
Okay. I'm going to play the last section, which is 2010 to 2040.
Ooh, it take them all day to present their evidence. They just is slow.
Other than that, you know, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right, any last words, shout outs before we get you out of here?
You know, shout out to the game. YSL for life. You know what I mean?
Uh-oh.
Shout out my nigga Munt, Ralph, you know.
If he said shout out to the game,
You know what I
the
mean?
game. YSL
For the ops. Yeah, man.
I
You
heard
said
gang.
shout out to the gang, YSL, some other people, threat, and then fuck the ops.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Who the
she
ops?
said in the thing,
The ops.
fuck the ops.
The ops of another record label?
No, my ops. Fuck 'em.
All right.
Oh,
But this is
okay,
after you
say
talked about
fuck
shout
'em.
out to the gang, YSL, correct?
I said shout out to the game. Then I said YSL. I said fuck the ops.
Shout out to the game. One love.
When you said shout out to the gang, YSL, you're not talking about the music label, correct?
First, can you say it again?
You're not talking about the music label, correct?
I don't get what you asked.
When you said shout out to the gang, YSL, you're not talking about the music label, correct?
Yes, I am, because I want to be a rapper.
I'm pretty sure I know you're not street or you're not in the streets, but you keep sticking on this game stuff, and I don't know how much it's gonna take to convince you that when you're a gang, you can't be 2-3 different gangs or sets of members. Like again, you can't be YSL, the gang in your voice, and be a blood, because let's say if YSL is a gang and YSL get into a blood gang members, you gotta pick. So what you gonna do? You're blood or you YSL? It don't make sense. And if you a blood's not gonna let you be YSL. If it's a gang, just like with Crips or just like anything else.
But you gave up being a blood, correct?
Yeah, I did.
All right. So when it said YSL for life, gang, that's who you rep now,
No, I
correct?
said, no, I always been 30 deep when I was a gang member. But 30 deep is not a gang. You know what I mean? It's just my neighborhood. A gang in Atlanta is Bloods, Crips, GDs, or whatever. And let me correct that. To certain people, it's not a gang to them, but y'all trying to say YSL. I mean, you know, Atlanta, we monkey see, monkey do. We see people doing something, we want to be a part of it. We want to represent it. We want to say it. If you see that most of these people in the courtroom don't got no ties to me, I never seen them before. So you can't say it's a gang. A gang, everybody know who he is. Everybody, we rock together. A lot of these guys, we don't did stuff to each other.
And it's in the same video where you called yourself a gangster, correct? That's the portion that Mr. Steele paid for you last week, right?
It's entertaining.
All right. Now, on cross-examination, Mr. Steele played for you a portion of that jail call with you, Max, Thug, and Deshaun. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And do you remember the portion of the call that he played for you?
Yes. Well, I remember some of it.
I'm going to show you. Let me stay to the 405Y.
I got to listen to it.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'd like to go through a jail call that the state played for you, the Hilton played for you earlier this week. It's Your Honor, it's already in evidence. The state's exhibit number 295Y. And specifically, Your Honor, starts at 128. And just to orient the jurors, this should be the 13th day of June, 2015. So 13th day of June, 2015. And I believe you said, you're on the phone, and there's other people on the phone too, but Jeffrey's sister, you identified her, or she's been identified as Max. And then Jeffrey in the background, maybe his voice on the phone, it's on the call. I'd like to just play a short snippet, okay? I don't think it's playing.
Yeah. How much the money? 15,000. But I took the bun and bun from about 15. You found the bun too? I did. I'm a lockdown, so they don't let me out one time a day. But my brother did. You gotta when he hang up, please don't call his brother and I'm so his brother so he give you money. He's your brother. No, I'm saying call his brother died. Yeah, did you where you went? I mean, you got no I could get your boyfriend or house friend. Meet me at university. On university what? They gave me already. You know what they gave me at Sarah. I yeah. Yeah, right. What did he do?
Through these damn phone calls.
Well, you can rock. Yeah. So, you tell her rock too. You got no fucking plan. Hold on, rock those. You tell her rock those. I'm rock away on fucking good. You get for hey, these guys are something so you get their money. God pay who's born so you get out, bro. And when you get out, who they have I'm talking to you back so you get out. Man, this is that I ain't playing with you. I ain't fucking playing with you either. God's first birthday on the way. What's wrong with you? Yeah. I appreciate it. Thanks, but I love you. He did you? He said you have to get the mind together. I ain't never nobody, bro. I just feel like he live out there. He ain't living like that long. He just want to be out there. That boy, when he fucked up no more, he ain't got to be out there and shit. Shit, I had no choice. So that's what gonna get you
And
That's it?
yes, and that is where Mr. Steele ended the call. You remember that from last week?
Yes, that was last week.
Okay. Now, a few things. Do you recall last week, Mr. Steele asking you, when you all were talking about Little D, do you remember him asking you if Thug said anything when you all were talking about Little D? Do you remember him asking you that?
Shit. I don't know about the D name up.
Do you remember Mr. Steele asking you though specifically if you heard Thug say anything when you mentioned Little D on that phone call?
I don't get what you're asking me.
Last week, after Mr. Steele played that call for you.
Yes.
Do you remember him asking you some questions after he played that call for you?
Yes.
And do you remember him asking you whether or not Thug said anything after you talked about Little D in the jail call?
Yes.
And do you remember your response being no, Thug did not say anything?
He didn't. I didn't hear him say anything.
Is that not Thug who says, Little D, that pussy ass told?
You gotta play it again. I didn't hear that.
All right, I'd like to go through.
You playing the whole thing, go?
A jail call should be the 13th day of June, but other people on the phone too, but check on the phone. Something.
Hey, they just can't do it. Restart the motherfucker. I said, you playing the whole thing? They're struggling.
Can I speak?
After.
I don't think it's playing.
What's up? Yeah. Look, you got be done. Yeah. How much the money? $13,000. But I took the bun and bun from about $15,000. You got the bun coming? But my brother did.
All I gotta do is skip it right to the part where
You gotta stop when he pick up his brother on me. So his brother so he give you money. He's your brother. No, that's crazy. Brother died. Yeah, you got where you at? I mean, yeah, I could be the boyfriend or her friend. Meet me at university. From university what? Alright, they can't take me already. You know what they can take them up. Meet me at Taylor. I yeah. Yeah, right. What did he do? I'm about 6 months. Be told, well, you got what? Yeah. So, you tell what?
Here we said detold pussy ass.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. Is that not the who said that?
I can't say 100% if that was him or somebody else. I can't say, but I heard it.
Okay. Now.
But me going to jail was for a gun that he bought for me. So throughout the interviews, you'll see that they just be me breaking my mojo. I mean, the D name would never brought up for me to say he ain't right. That's proof of me lying, and I'm pointing it out to you.
Were you saying that little D wasn't right because you wanted him to claim the gun from the Dunbar Center?
No, I was saying that D wasn't right because I'm trying to manipulate everybody.
Now, Mr. Steele, when he played the call for you, he ended the call, but that was before Max actually got the phone. Is that correct?
What you mean?
When he stopped the call, that was the entirety of when Max was on the phone with you, correct?
He played the call. I listened to it.
I want to play for you 378's Yankee Echo, and we're going to start at 3:48.
I like this judge. She take minimal breaks.
And my apologies for the record. We're going to be playing 395 Yankee, starting at about 350.
They sound guys.
He ain't never got that long. He just want to be out there texting. Boy, we ain't fucked up no more. You ain't got to be out there paying bills. Shit, I had no choice. That was gonna get you time. I dare no cut that. I keep telling you that.
That ain't what the last one is.
So what did that shit, bro? Hey, you gotta realize, yo, swear to God, we kill nothing, but they gonna stay on you.
Hello?
But then with some shit, boy, you don't know it be your hood, but your hood, yeah, you fuck them, that trust me, your hood is the mighty hood. Them the mighty people that wanna have you fucked up before anybody else on the street. They want to say you praise together.
I already know.
You gotta stay away from that shit. You got a little girl now. I just saying that shit. I really ain't gonna lie. I get mad at your ass, bro. On my money, bro. You already the phone going out for me like I don't need no phone, bro. Call him back. Oh, fuck.
Man, you know better told me that.
But I'm saying you listen to this bad, yo. Call my phone 20 times, bro. You know what I'm telling you? I just call my phone 20 times. No call my DJ, we get right in the corner. You walk past me like you're a boss. Bitch, I got on me that fake ass weed in your head. All right, just rock your ass. And I got my cookies on me too, ho. Ain't trying to fuck wrong with you. I just told on me this to this fat ass hoe. She wanted to fuck drummer, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man, you hoe just told somebody this get on house. Don't listen to her.
You finished?
Yes. So the portion that Mr. Steele did not play was when Matt said, swear to God, we killed none, correct?
What you mean?
I played for you the clip.
I heard you, I don't get what your question is.
The portion that was not played was when Matt said, swear to God, we killed none.
She said, they swear to God we killed nothing. But if that's what you want her to say, then.
That's what the recording says, swear to God.
Sustained, rephrase.
In the interview, did you hear, swear to God, we killed none? I mean, in the jail call, excuse me.
I'm telling you what she said. I mean, I talk to her on a daily basis. I might not
They
be here,
swear to
but
God
I can come back. I can understand street talk slang. And she saying what they saying in the street. They swear to God we killed nothing.
Did you hear the person in the background said, we smoked nuts?
You gotta play it again. I didn't hear that.
Oh, no.
I never heard of it.
We'll play that. That's that portion.
Thank you. I want to hear the whole thing.
Damn, the Woody calling shots in the court. You know, I got shit to do. We already been here 3 hours. They're only taking one break. That's what's up. Okay, they were 15-minute bathroom break. They took 30 minutes.
Yeah, I got that Kennedy.
Shit, I had no choice.
Oh my God, that's gonna get you time. That's it. I dare no cut that. I keep telling you this.
Yeah.
So what did that shit, bro? Hey, you gotta realize, yo, swear to God, we killed nothing, but they gonna stay on you.
And that's what whoever in the background said too. He said, they swear we smoked them. She said, they gonna stay on you because they swear to God, we killed nothing. And Woody's supposed to be the shooter for them. That's what she said. She didn't say that they actually did it.
Hello?
Can you play it again? That was so fast. Not the whole thing. I can't.
Yeah, where's the play portion?
Oh my God, that's gonna get you time. I tell you, I dare no cut that. I keep telling you that.
Yeah.
So what is that shit, bro? Hey, you gotta realize, yo, swear to God, we killed nothing, so they gonna stay on you.
They swear. You saying, damn.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay. Let me ask you, who is the we?
Huh?
She said, they swear to God.
Who is the we?
Shit, you hear what she said? They gonna stay on me? I don't know.
Sis, swear to God, we killed nut. Who is the we?
Ask Dolly.
I'm asking you.
This
Sustained. Why didn't you ask her, what we are we talking about?
Because that's what the streets are saying.
So who is the we? Sustained.
YSL.
You didn't ask, why didn't you get clarification as to who she was talking about?
Because I heard it in the streets myself.
So when you heard it in the streets, what did you hear in the streets? Sustained.
Damn, Miss Hilton, ask him. When you heard in the streets that we or y'all had something to do with it, what other names were said besides you? You're one person. You said you heard in the streets that we had something to do with it. You being part of it. Why is it hard for her to ask that? What other names besides yours did you hear had something to do with Nut? And then if those then she could go into if those names are tied into YSL or not. Good grief, because that's what she's trying to get him to say. She's trying to get him to say we is YSL. She's struggling to ask this question.
When Dolly is talking to you, is this when you were being shot at because people thought that you killed Nut?
I don't get what you mean. Can you be more specific?
When you told Dolly that it was people were coming after you, was this because people thought that you had something to do with Nut's murder?
Sustained.
Why did you think people were coming after you?
It's more the police that I was really speaking on coming after me. It's like every time I did something, they was popping up. Like I wasn't worried about nobody in the streets. It was the police. So that's why I kept saying it come after me. I was going to jail for charges I didn't even crimes I didn't even do. Like that's why I was telling her like, I ain't got nobody. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got no money to get myself no lawyer. Nothing. Every time I come outside, the police locking me up. I actually went to jail in a county I never even been to.
When you heard her say, either according to you, you think or they think we killed Nut, who did you understand the we to be?
Shit, they kept telling me. They kept saying me and D people on the west side, me and Thug, me and Moton, me and Dr. Head. They were tying me and everybody to it. So I knew she was talking about me and whatever the street saying. So,
and all those people you just named, those are all people who are associated with YSL, correct?
Yeah, I told her that's what she's trying to get to.
Now,
only people that was associated was Doug and Moonton. And that's not that was, y'all trying to put a part of this.
Now you talked about at any point did they ever say that it was you and Dolly that killed Nut?
Yeah, what you mean?
You said that they were saying it was me and Thug, me and Montso, me and this person.
I'm pretty sure you heard the rumors when it happened. You know what I mean? They put my name in there with everybody.
I'm asking, did they ever put your name in there with Dolly?
I don't remember them saying it, so I can't say yeah or no to that.
Now, you continuously talked about wanting to finesse people. Do you recall last week, Mr. Steele showing you a clip from your interview when you were talking to Detective Dennis about Bloody J and having Bloody J and Thug become friends again? Do you remember him playing that piece for you?
Yes.
I'm going to play for you. Stacey said a 378 Yankee Echo at 10 point.
Did the same one?
It's the same one you said you remember. Play that. So she can ask him again. You remember that? And he can say, I just told you this 5 minutes ago before we didn't see the clip.
Jurors, when they're getting all these set up, because it seems to take a minute, if y'all want to stand up and stretch or anything, that'd be a good time to do that. I know it can get tedious sitting all day long. I do it all day long. Lawyers.
Well, sure, we was taking a long damn time.
Try
like to get Mr. Williams and Jeffrey, and you know Bloody J is? I heard of, you know, the given name Justin Ussery, excuse me. With it, that's fine. I use Bloody J, okay? Do you remember telling the police, and this is JW 240D, as in David States Exhibit number 378YE, it's June 10, 2015 meeting, interrogation, whatever, or conference with law enforcement and Mr. Copeland. It's 10:40:37 a.m. to 10:41:08 a.m. And Mr. Copeland, tell us if you hear this, okay? If it's not correct, Detective Dennis tells you. So the night at Crucial, when you were saying they jumped on you, you said, when all the, I'm just not saying it, but SHI line popped off. So what happened, Detective Dennis, what happened when you came outside with Bloody J? Because you were saying last time that there's overlapping conversation. I can't understand multiple people speaking. And you said, when Detective Dennis said, when you were trying to bring everybody back together. And the Detective Dennis said, you were like, is he ready? And Thud with Jeffrey kept saying, nah, he ain't ready. You remember that? That was Detective Dennis saying, you remember you told us that when you said, you mixing things up. You're talking about the time he was in when I called Bloody J and tried to get him and Jeffrey or Thug. You said, that, cool. That's what I'm targeting, okay? So please listen to it. If I say it wrong, just say it right. God, can I go and listen to this, please? And the jury. So the night of the show, when you were there, they jumped on you, right? Well, I was popped off. So what happened when you came out there? Because you were there last time, and you were trying to figure it out. You might be ready, and I stood up and I good. What you did, you up, I'm saying that to you.
Now, watching that video, do you see that you corrected Investigator Dennis when he had some facts wrong?
What you mean? You said, did I correct him?
Correct. Did you correct in the interview? Did you correct Investigator Dennis when he had some facts wrong?
Right. I'm listening.
So if you were trying to finesse the jury, why even correct him when he had something wrong?
I wasn't trying to finesse the jury. I was trying to finesse the police.
Correct. When you're trying to finesse the police, why correct him if he had something wrong?
Because they after me. And like I said, just when we going, one thing I know about Dennis, I know I gotta come correct when I'm talking to him, so I gotta. But Dennis, I know Dennis play games.
Right. So you said, when it comes in, you have to come correct. That's what you just said, right?
No, I'm saying, like, when I say come correct, I'm saying, like, I gotta. It's hard to convincing Dennis and Gaten. Like, you gotta really make them believe, like.
Because they can see, like you said before, Gaten can see through your BS, correct?
Mm-hmm. What I said before is that, like when I make up the names, I know that I can't come to Gaten with the names that I made up. She don't already know I made them up. So it's different, like when I'm dealing with like different police. When it comes to Gaten, I gotta be more convincing than I will with Thorpe.
Okay. Also, let me ask you, in 2015, is it fair to say that you were closer to Shannon than you were with Duop?
With who?
With Duop.
If I was closer with Shannon than I was with Duop?
Yes.
I guess.
And matter of fact, Duop is Yak's friend, correct?
I'm cool with Duop.
But that's more Yak's friend than it is your friend. Is that fair to say?
I guess.
So if you're trying to finesse the police or mixing some truth with a little lie, then you would agree with me that the full truth doesn't matter, correct? Like if you're trying to mix in a little truth with a little lie, then the full truth doesn't matter, correct?
So my whole purpose was in the interview was my little girl's birthday was coming up, and every time they got me, they asked me questions and they laugh and act like they was believing this stuff I was saying. So when they got me on June 10th, I didn't want to go to jail. I'm not scared of jail. I know how to adapt to my environment. It's just the timing of when they got me. And my whole purpose was if I could convince these people that I work with them and I help them out and do whatever I do to let me go. And that's what my intentions. Y'all keep dragging me in here like I got bets. You know what I mean? And I don't.
I'm going to show you what's already been admitted at 6:378 Yankee Echo at 5:34:49.
Do I listen to it or it's a picture or something?
I'm going to show you and you're going to listen to it.
Okay.
Or I'm going to ask you if you can listen to it, please.
Yak driver, Shannon with the AK, Lauren with the Duop. Now, I don't think you're going to answer this. Okay. Right. But you said, what seats? How you got received the car? All you doing the Yak driver?
if y'all told me there would be. Okay. If you have anybody else, or just y'all was right.
And we're gonna stop it at 5:35:15. In that clip, you clarified for the police who had guns, correct?
Again, if I wasn't there and Lil D wasn't there, how could we say what happened?
Because you were telling what Little D told you, correct?
But if Lil D wasn't there, how could you tell me what happened?
You told the detectives and you clarified that it was Shannon and Nar shooting the gun, Yak was driving, and Doo-Wop didn't have a gun. That's what you just told the police, correct?
Right.
If you were just trying to tell them anything, why not tell the police that Doo-Wop had the gun?
Again, I can't, right now, everybody in this courtroom see what's going on in this courtroom. The people who's not in this courtroom, they can't say what's going on in this courtroom. So if Lil D said that this what happened in their car, he had to be in their car to know that. If I say this what happened in the car, I have to be in their car to know that. Neither one of us in their car to know that. So it shows, again, that I'm just saying whatever.
I'm asking you, why would you tell the police or put the gun in your friend's hand when you could have put the gun in Doo-Wop's hand?
So again, January they got me, February they got me, whatever month after they got me. They got me every month. I wasn't convincing neither of them times because they locking you up or whatever. I wasn't convincing them, so I had to be more convincing. It ain't like it's just like, okay, let me put it on Doo-Wop and them. It's the spare of the moment. So in the spare of the moment, you gotta give them up for you. You gotta off the top. Like, but I wasn't listening, sis. I'm sorry. I mean, like, I don't mean no harm, but I wasn't there to be able to say what anybody had, and this is truth. And no matter how many times you ask me, which way you ask me, it's just what it is.
And again, you're just telling the police what Little D told you, right?
Lil D can't tell me something that he ain't. If Lil D say I was in the car and this what happened, then okay, I say that. But if I'm sitting right here lying saying that D told me something that I know that he didn't tell me and he know that he didn't tell me, because for us to know that we have to be there.
And the reason why you wanted to make sure you were accurate with what you told the police.
Sorry, I didn't get you. Sure.
The reason why you wanted to be as accurate as possible when you talk to the police is because they told you they were going to try to verify what you were telling them, correct?
Well, when Nut got killed, the people on the scene was already saying what they saw. So, like I said, you just take pieces of what you hear, you know what I mean, and you just put them together.
Now, last week, Mr. Shard talked to you about making up fictional characters. You recall that?
I think I just spoke on it.
Yeah. He asked you about making up Little Rick and Quez as it related to the stolen items that were found on June 10, 2015.
Listen.
Do you remember him asking you about making up when you talked about Nut's chain? He told you that you made that up as far as stealing Nut's chain and who stole Nut's chain?
I made some up to a certain extent, but the truth of the matter, I didn't steal it. The door was open. I keep telling you that.
Okay. He asked you about making up characters as it related to threats shooting up the barbershop. You remember him asking you about making up individuals regarding the barbershop being shot up?
Listen, I'm listening.
So if you know how to make up people in those instances, why won't you just make up people for the night of Nut's murder in order to finesse your way out of getting in trouble?
So if you realize Gaither there wasn't in front of me. So when Gaither did get in front of me, I didn't know what I'm dealing with. And when it was in the investigator that I knew didn't know me, I could tell them anything. But when it's Gaither in front of me, so I gotta convince them. Like I gotta convince them to make them believe me. So just like for instance with Shannon, it was stupid that I put Mitch's name. Cause I know Gaither gonna be like, Woody, really? When have you and Shannon up and not been together? But I just a roll of a dice.
Okay. Do you recall that it was Gaither who you told about Little Rick and Quez?
Oh, you confused. Say that again.
Do you recall that it was Gaither who you talked to about Little Rick and Quez?
So.
All right, y'all. I'm about to end it there. I'm only 12 minutes behind the broadcast, so if y'all want to see what's going on from there, it's streaming on Law and Crime Trials and about 17 other channels. Till the next episode, we out.
Peace.